Hello, everybody, and welcome to our late kind of review here about Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Uh, there's Admiral Jim. Let's bring him up first. Hey, how's it going, Admiral Jim?
Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy. Yeah.
And I should already have the StreamYard, but I can go ahead and repost. I should already have it up there because I did put it up there originally. So let me go to my channel here and make sure it's up. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, alrighty.
We're cutting grass till 9 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna set this up here real quick. Da 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 da. I love doing this. Yeah.
I got 1 acre here to go, and a couple trims coming up, and then I got a 2 acre lot still hit yet. Got rain all day tomorrow. Oh, Danny boy. That reminds me of that song.
Okay, so the message. Yeah. So it is pinned now. So we've got the hold on. This alien technology. Anyway, yeah, we do have it already pinned up there at the top. So anybody who has seen this first of the Star Trek franchise movies with the original cast, by all means, come on up and give us your view and your reaction to what when you saw it. Because I own it. Like we have all 13 Star Trek films, including the Jar Jar Abrams Kelvin universe. Here is Sif Dan. Hey, Sif Dan, what's up?
Uh-huh.
How you doing, Sif Dan? Dan, are you muted? I hope you're not muted because I'm
I'm here. I'm just letting you speak.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Alrighty. Well, we got started here real quick. Let's see. Jay Aldrich said, I never forget a face. Jim said hello. Hey, Jay. And Jim at the time was trimming. He was doing his landscaping. Hey, it's 10 after. I know
it's lawn mowing.
Did Mikey fall on his little head again? No, I didn't fall on my head. No show. You know, I would never do that, Jim. I always make sure I have the show, even if it's late. I apologize all the time. So I just made sure this time I moved it up a little bit because I was helping out Gorilla and the Walton stream. So we just got through that. So that's awesome. Yep. Hello there to Jim. And then Sci-Fi Sif Dan said to Jim, be patient. Mikey is on Gorilla's stream right now, so he will come when the stream is finished. He will be late and I had to reschedule the stream. I really do appreciate that you said that, Sif Dan, because I know a lot of people worry about me. If I'm even 20 minutes late, people are starting to worry and they go like, is Mikey okay? Oh, what's going on? No, I'm fine. Don't worry. If it's really serious, believe me, I'll let you guys know. And hopefully to God we don't hear that damn fire alarm today. Oh shit, I probably just hexed me. Damn it. Okay. Anyway, Al, my Danny boy. Here is our brother Jay. Hey, brother Jay, what's up?
Howdy.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah, I can hear you, but it sounds a little muffled there, my brother. Yeah, just a little bit.
Is he on his phone or is he on his laptop?
He could be on his phone. I know. Jim's.
I don't have the laptop.
My Danny boy. Oh, there you go. Aravic says, oh boy, Star Trek The Motionless Picture. Just kidding. I actually really like this movie. Well, that's good, Aravic. I liked it for special effects. Here's Gorilla. Gorilla Raid! Okay. And again, once again, there is the StreamYard. It is connected to the top there pinned. So make sure you guys, if you want to come on in, we are able to accommodate. Oh, we just lost Jay again. Jay, come on back. Yeah, we are able to accommodate up to 10 people up here. So, and we'll try, let's try not to talk over each other. Let's try to be a little bit civil, but let's have some fun. That's what it's all about. I love to laugh. So anyway, yeah, we're caught up with the chat. That's awesome. So thank you. Thank you for being so patient out there, of course, and waiting for me to finish up with The Wonderful Gorillas, Random Thoughts, and Resolute German PvP. So, yeah, that was a fun Waltons episode. I actually gave it an A+ grade with a 5 out of 5. It's one of the best episodes I actually seen in the early seasons of the show, and it was nice memories to recall it and come back. Oh, you said I was banned because of cussing? I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that.
Gorilla's just being a gorilla to you.
Yeah, but I love him. He knows that. He knows that. Anyway, before anything else goes wrong, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, freaking bad in his ears.
Yeah. Well, let's just go with the basics first. Star Trek: The Motion Picture, of course, came out 2 years after Star Wars premiered in May of 1977. This movie came out Christmas time around 1979. It was directed by Robert Wise. And hold on, here's Jay again. Let's try Jay again. Hey, Jay, welcome back.
Who did what to who, and why wasn't I invited?
You were.
But you're invited. You're here. Yeah, like I said, so Robert Wise directed. It came from a screenplay by Gene Roddenberry, and also there was another gentleman that wrote the storyline for it. Alan Dean Foster originally wrote the screenplay and the storyline for the script of the movie. So, and he was well liked by Gene. So, I think that the initial, when you think about the storyline and the plot, you're like, oh, okay, it's just a thing from Earth's past that comes and, looking for its creator and gets pissed off and kills a few Klingons and, it's crazy. I mean, it really is. But actually, if you think about it, you're like, it's not one of their strongest. I mean, basically everybody at Paramount said, hey, there's this guy named George Lucas. He just created Star Wars. What do we have in our cadre? And then some guy in the back says, oh, we have this little thing called Star Trek. So then they decided they were going to make a movie. So this is it. This was the first one. I have to admit, I'm actually now kind of glad that I started with Wrath of Khan first instead of this one, because Wrath of Khan, that's when they decided to get better, and it turned out to be a great story with Ricardo Montalban and everybody else that was involved. So, this is just it. This is like this movie is compared. The best metaphor I can think of is it's compared to a baby who's just learning to walk. So, if you've ever had that experience where you've tried to have your young son or daughter try to walk in front of you and without your hands holding them up and then fall, that's basically how it is. I mean, that's the way to the kind of attitude you have to go into the movie if you've never seen it for the first time. So, yeah.
Mikey, originally there was supposed to be no motion picture. It was supposed to be a phase 2, but then Star Wars was out, and yes, they asked, what do we have? They said Star Trek. Phase 2 turned into the motion picture. So you got to put that in there too.
Yeah, and that's good because that's why I have you up here, Jim, to help me out with that. And also, I know,
really? Oh, I feel so important now.
And as always, and as always, Gene always had to take credit for somebody else's work, so he put his name in with writing too. But the Paramount people, they put in the credits that it was Howard Livingston that wrote the screenplay.
Yep.
Right.
You got it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So who's the one mainly responsible for this motionless picture?
Well, it was a combination.
It was about 4 or 5 people, because it was, if you will watch on YouTube, the behind the scenes of the motion picture, and it tells you everything from it being phase 2 to a movie, then back to a television movie, then back to a theatrical movie. Then they thought they was going to create a network, so it's going to be a series, a 2-hour premiere movie pilot, and then Star Wars came out, so they made it into a movie. But in actuality, it was like 4 or 5, maybe 6 people that all had ideas about this movie, but Howard Livingston was the last person to write, and he merged everybody's ideas into the movie. And Paramount rejected so many scripts for this movie that they finally okayed Howard Livingston's because they were getting, it was getting very itchy to start the movie, hurry up and finish it before the deadline for it to open, because they had a press release saying that they was going to open it up in December of 1979.
Right.
And so
Yeah,
they
let's
just
ask
did that. It's same thing like Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
right.
Nicholas Meyer, he put everybody's ideas into it, and then he wrote the script.
Which is the way it should have been done in this in this very first film. Because Robert Wise, you got to understand, Robert Wise at that time, he was a pretty well-known director, and he wasn't bad. I mean, he was a very good director, in fact. It was just to me, it was like a convoluted mess, and somebody had to step in and bring in the reins and fix it. And I guess that's what most of including Gene, believed, is that Robert Wise could fix the movie. So he did a worthy effort, but apparently not as good as most people thought. So, but at least he did a good enough effort that they were able to say they could move on to another film, and that's why we got Wrath of Khan. So, at least we had that. Because when I watched it the first time in the theater, I was there with my parents, and we went to go see it.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, it's cool with the special effects and everything, but the story itself, I felt it was very disappointing. The dialogue was a little disappointing. It kind of, slowed down in parts because you really wanted some action, right? You wanted some things to happen according to what you saw
don't you?
in the original series. Yeah. So, I mean, it was.
You know why, don't you?
Yeah, no, why? Go ahead, tell me, bro.
Why? Tell me why.
Paramount gave the reason why it failed and everything. Well, it didn't fail at the box office, but it failed it was slow and everything to Gene Roddenberry and Robert Wise. But in actuality, it was all Paramount executives when they told Gene and Robert Wise, we want a 2001 A Space Odyssey Star Trek film. Well, they got it.
Yeah.
They got it.
They did. That's true.
Now,
but then again, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sif Dan. Go ahead.
Tell me, cynic, but if 2001 A Space Odyssey is anything paced like this motionless picture, I probably won't only watch it once, then don't watch it at all again with the Space Odyssey movie.
I only watched 2001 A Space Odyssey once, too, because it was slow. Remember the trip on the space thing to the, what did you call it, the space station or whatever? It was slow.
Well, it was a trip they took, Discovery. They took it all the way to Io and Jupiter area.
It was, well, I meant where the man in the suit with the briefcase was going to go and get docked at this facility and was going to have this meeting with this person to talk about the mission. It was so slow to get there and everything. It's the same thing with Star Trek The Motionless Picture.
Yeah, it was forever. But don't forget, I mean, 2001 came out in 1969. And then this came out in 1979. So we're talking 10 years. And of course, Sif Dan will appreciate this. When we had the kind of effects they used in Star Wars, So we're talking 8 years up to Star Wars, and then 2 years after that. Considering the special effects and what they were able to put in and the practical, I thought it was pretty good for that time. I was a big effects guy. I mean, when I was a young teenager, I loved special effects in films. I love the action. I love that. So,
Right.
with some action moments and sequences, and then you had some of that cool, special effects. I mean, now that I'm older, both Resolute Germ and I at his last roundtable, we both agreed if you cut out a lot of those special effects today, you could have a good story in an hour and anywhere from an hour and 30 to about an hour and 45 minutes. But we own the special edition, Suzanne and I, of this film, which is 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Come on! Everybody wants to see Khan's ass being handed to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what Paramount should have said, they should have said, "Okay, Gene, okay, Ray, we want a Star Wars like Star Trek movie instead of 2001."
Yeah,
that's 10 years before. Why not say we want a Star Wars Star Trek film?
Exactly. I don't know why they decided that they wanted to make.
That's basically what we got in 1982 with Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. We got a Star Wars kind of like Star Trek movie because Kirk could have said, "David, I am your father."
Well, he could have hinted at that, sure. I mean, just like early on or something. Oh, whoops, we just lost Jim's landscape. Come on back, Jim. Damn it, Jim, you disappeared on us.
He's dead, Jim.
No, he's not dead.
Well,
damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a magician.
well,
there he is.
Well, we lost Jim, just like you guys nearly lost him in that original series episode where where Kirk was lost in space in that original series episode. I don't know which one it is.
You mean with the Foley and Webb? Yeah.
I'm back. I'm gonna go trim for a little bit, so I'll come back in a few minutes.
All right, sir. So Siftan, let me ask you that because you're probably the best judge of this. I know you've already seen the film, so my question to you is, when you did first see Star Wars itself, and then you compare it to this film that you saw for Star Trek, what was your initial reaction? I mean, when you first saw this movie,
first time I watched it was awe-inspiring, but then after a few times I watched it, it got boring after a while. It did.
Yeah. But I mean, do you think that the effects were most significantly improved from Star Wars? Remember, we're only talking about 2 years here difference. So do you think that the effects kind of were enhanced a little bit better or worse or what?
Well, you kind of have to remember too. Star Wars probably was on a lower budget, so they had less to work with, so they had to improvise a lot of their stuff. So I would say Star Trek was probably better polished effects wise, but Star Wars was more practical effects.
Yeah, hi fruitcakes. Hey, Sir Lemon. How you doing?
When the film, the motion picture, the scene where they're going through all the lights and everything to get to V'ger, my daddy looked at it and goes, "What the hell is this?" And my daddy never cussed that I ever heard him.
Ooh,
and he just goes, "What
the
hell is this? I thought this was Star Trek you wanted to see." And I said, "It is Star Trek." He goes, "This ain't Star Trek."
It's like a so.
And then he sees,
you know what my dad said?
He sees the ship and he goes, "Now that's Star Trek."
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, you know what my dad said in the theater? He said, "What is this? This is like a psychedelic acid trip." Come on, I'm only 14 years old, so even I knew at the time I knew what my dad was talking about. But I said, "Dad, don't you remember we went through that same kind of trip 10 years ago when I was only 4, and you showed me 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time."
Yeah.
I mean, we went through that same thing. And he says, "Oh my God, so they tried to copy 2001. Yes, Dad, they did.
And technically, it was a kind of psychedelic move because it was in the 70s, and in the 70s, they were going through that kind of thing.
Yeah. Aravic said that scene where they unveiled the refit Enterprise was epic. Yes, I totally agree. And they should keep that scene in there. The whole scene with Scotty bringing, Kirk over to the Enterprise, the refit Enterprise. Yeah,
10
I definitely enjoyed
whole,
that.
no, 5 whole minutes of revealing that shit.
Yeah. Gorilla was banned. Lemon Pie, I never banned him. If it's something that YouTube did, I can't even say it right. If it was
YouTube
something that
did.
YouTube did, uh, darn it, I don't know I don't know how
He
to,
was
to
in
solve that
here and
problem.
he said Gorilla Raid.
He said Gorilla Raid, but they said he was banned because he was cussing.
What?
That's what somebody said, or yeah, that's what Gorilla said to me early. Was you said I was banned because of cussing? Like that. If that happened, Gorilla, that's on YouTube. That's not on me. That's definitely not on me. You know me. I it's not on me. So I'm sorry. I mean, if something happened, then you need to take it up with YouTube because I never have banned anybody from this channel for cussing. I've never done that. Right, Jay? I've never done that. So, I mean,
No, or I would have been thrown out a long time ago.
ah, all of us would have been. Any one of us, yeah. Yeah, so Lemon Pie, I'm not sure what happened there. But anyway, he says, hi, Mikey, Sif Dan, Jim J, hey, Gorilla, and Arabic. Curtis Selby, hey, the tired blogger. He's driving to work out. I will listen on the drive. Have a good stream. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your patronage.
Islands in the stream, that is
Yeah.
what we are.
And, yep, hi from to Lemon Pie from Arabic. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, we're caught up. Okay. So, anyway, so Sif Dan, if you want to go ahead and finish your thought, sorry, we got a little sidetracked, but so what do you think between the first Star Trek film and Star Wars being the first Star Wars film, obviously? What's the comparison? What do you think?
A New Hope, for what I call it. You guys call it Star Wars, but I call it A New Hope since I grew up on that title. A New Hope is somewhat better paced, but A New Hope does have its boring parts as well. I found the Luke Skywalker character in that movie a little bland. The movie was overall kind of bland in some parts. I did not like that. But the action scenes in Star Wars are pretty well done. And introduced one of the best villains in Star Wars history named Darth Vader.
Oh, yes. That's awesome. Okay, so, alrighty. So you think there was just maybe not much comparison, but, it had its moments, right, for each film, but just you felt there was also parts where it was just boring as hell and you just wish you were somewhere else besides being in the theater to watch it. Yeah, maybe.
Well, so. I wasn't in the theater. I had it on DVD, so I just
DVD.
I just walked out of the room.
Sure, so you just walk out of the room and figure out something else to do. I totally agree. Yeah, I mean it's just, but to be fair, as I said, we own the director's edition, and I think there are some good parts, and especially when they have the music from Jerry Goldsmith, starting it. I think it's really good. It reminds you of epic like films like that. Like sometimes, like movies like say El Cid, which had Charlton Heston, or like Spartacus, which had Kirk Douglas. Those started with if you watch their modified things they do at the beginning with music, they start them with like a big musical interlude, and it's so cool because of the music for the time, and then it goes right to the story. So I know that's what Jerry Goldsmith had in mind with Robert Wise when he said, hey, I'd like to start this because you didn't see that in the theater, but like I said, in the extended DVD you will see it, because it gives the full 5-minute interlude with great music from Jerry and everything. So, yeah, I mean, I like the music. I really did love the music from the movie. It was done so well. But again, as I said, you could have taken a lot of those special effects out. But also, don't forget this movie did win a few Oscars for those special effects from Trumbull and everybody. So, yeah, good stuff.
Huh?
Hey, Jim, are you back yet, or we can get back to you if you're not back yet,
Wait a
if you're
minute.
still busy. Okay, so Brother Jay, I'll ask you the same question, and I've already answered for myself. But anyway, your comparison. So the first time you saw Star Wars, you thought, right, great, awesome, wonderful. But the first time you
No,
saw,
I
you know, the
didn't say it
motion
was
picture,
awesome.
what was your reaction? What was your initial reaction?
Well, first, I never said that Star Wars was awesome. I have never really liked Star Wars. I do like the prequels more than I do than the first three movies. But
Oh,
there
that's
is there is no comparison to Star Wars and Star Trek because they are two different genres. See, Star Wars is more saga, epic, where Star Trek is an opera.
Yep.
Yeah, and Star Trek is more brain thinking. Star Trek and Star Wars is more dumb, fun action adventure movies.
Let's not really think. The episodes make you think. The movies don't.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so then Jim, are you back? I wanted to ask you the same thing. So, first time you saw Star Wars, you know, what was your initial reaction? And then the first time you saw the motion picture. So I was just curious what your comparison was or a contrast.
Well, Star Wars, I never went to the theater. Waited. I didn't really wait until I seen it on DVD. My mother, my mother someone bought it as a present. Says, "Here, don't you like Star Wars?" And I'm like, "No, I like Star Trek." Well, watch it anyhow. So I watched it. It was all right. Didn't really care for it too much. You know, I always thought that Star Wars is Star Wars, but it's just the way it is. There is no comparison, like Jay says, but you got to also remember from Star Trek, we got cell phones, we got tablets, and many other things from Star Trek. What did we get from Star Wars? A fantasy video.
That's true. You know, Star Wars for me, as I watched the other films, it slowly became a cult favorite for me. But when it came to Star Trek, it became more practical because, like you said, with practical effects, you know, and you're like, that's great because we do actually use some of the things that they talked about in Star Trek all those years ago. In fact, there's a great documentary I'll quickly mention where, you know, William Shatner hosted, and he talks about all the innovations that we do now with cell phones and communication and all that stuff that came from Star Trek. More practical applications of items that they came up with in storyboards and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it and you know what? We haven't even approached the transporter platform or anything, but who knows? Maybe we already have, and they just haven't revealed it yet, or maybe they've had some failed experiments. We don't know. So, you know, that it would be cool if we had the transporter spots. That would be awesome. You know, I would love that. So
I will say this about both franchises: if you're into brain thinking, cerebral fan of sci-fi, Star Trek is your cup of tea. But if you're more of a escapism, sci-fi adventure, or sci-fi fantasy type of guy, like I am, Star Wars is your type of stuff. That's how I
for sure. I feel like well, let's ask this question then. Obviously, Sifdan, you love the fantastical, the great adventures, things that you could have like that. I feel like for myself, I'm a little of both. I love the fantasy, but of course, I love the practicality. That's why I love both franchises so much. Jay, let's ask you. So, do you enjoy both, or are you more practical or more fantastical?
Of what?
You know, more fantasy.
I'm not into fantasy. I like sci-fi. Now, I disagree with Dan. Star Trek is not a what you call a adventure or fantasy or something. It is sci-fi, pure sci-fi.
Um,
It's
uh,
a what is the word? It is a
it's brain
Well,
vision
food.
of what could happen, what we
yeah,
could be if we all came together.
sure.
And brother Jake, you sort of reversed my statement. I said Star Wars is more of the sci-fi fantasy escapism movie. Star Trek is more of the brain food, cerebral franchise.
Cerebral, which is a perfect word,
It's
yeah,
not
for that. I mean,
cerebral.
practically cerebral.
Paramount may have called The Cage cerebral, which it was not. It was a good sci-fi movie,
Yeah.
pilot.
Episode,
But
yeah.
Star Trek has never been a brainy thing. It's just a good sci-fi show. Now, people that don't get it, they say it's brainy.
Well, it can be interpreted that way, but it wouldn't be incorrect if you used either terminology for Star Trek, brother.
Well, it's not brainy. I'm so tired of people saying it's brainy. It doesn't take brains to enjoy a sci-fi show, and that's all Star Trek is. It is not a
True.
brain thing.
Yeah, but I would consider everybody on this panel and everybody in the chat are all very intellectual people. I would definitely say
Oh,
that.
I didn't say they
If you
weren't.
want to, yeah, no, I know you didn't. But what I'm trying
I'm
to
not talking
express,
about anybody on this panel or the commentary on
I,
your channel.
brother Jay,
I'm talking
brother
about
Jay, I
people
know,
out in
brother.
general.
Sure, brother Jay. I just want to say that I respect everybody that's here and everybody in the chat, and I know that we've all seen it. And the thing is that we admired
Oh
it
yeah,
for,
everybody's entitled to their opinion. Yeah.
of course. That's all I'm saying.
But I
That's
wanted to mention that Star Trek the Motion Picture did not win an Academy Award. They were nominated on 3 categories, but
Did they
Star
win
Trek
anything? I thought they did.
no,
I thought they were.
no, no,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
no. No Star Trek film has ever won an Academy Award until Star Trek 2009.
Ah, right. Okay. That's that. See, that's why I have you on the panel because
They were nominated in
correct.
the motion picture. They were nominated in 2. They were nominated in 4. They were
Mhm.
nominated in 6. They were nominated in First Contact.
Yeah.
But that's it until 2009.
Wow.
Contact.
Yeah, very good knowledge and research on that, Jay. I appreciate that. Yeah, I did. I realized they were nominated, but didn't win the Oscar for that. Still, I think even being nominated, right? Most people have said that's
Oh, it's
that's
always great to be
being
nominated, but
you know?
dang it,
Yeah.
why can't they win?
Yeah, why can't they win? Why?
It's like
Why did it take so long? Why did we have to wait until Jar Jar Abrams came around and then they finally
thank
win
you.
an Oscar? Yeah,
And
right.
the thing is, they didn't win for any actor. It was I don't even know if it was special effects. I thought it was like costume or hair or something.
Costume
Maybe
design. And I
it
think
might
was
have been
visual effects.
sound. I think it was sound.
Sound. That's it. Yeah, sound. Right.
Now, Star Trek losing to never getting an Academy Award reminds me of the country band Shenandoah. They never won an award.
No,
Never.
but they're
Until
good.
Alison
But they're a
Krauss
good country music band.
comes up with them and does a duet with them, and then they win an award. Pisses
Right,
me off.
exactly. Yeah, I know. Hey, let's catch up on the chat, guys. Okay.
Okay.
Aravic Saunders says, I really like the wormhole scene too. No, belay that phaser order.
I thought that the film was breaking or something when I first saw that.
Yeah, right. But they were going through a wormhole. I thought that was weird. Gorilla says, Mikey, you booted me from panel for cussing, or either that I got drunk and dreamed it, or I'm just messing with you. It's none of the three. Oh, okay. Well, I hope it's a good thing and not a bad thing. Lemon says, well, if that happened, give me a timestamp. I want to see that moment, Gorilla. And he's laughing at him. Yeah, you know what? Scurvy. Sorry, Sir Lemon. Yeah, I agree with you. Not sure I've seen Gorilla on Mikey's panel before. No, he has been. Gorilla has been a part of my panels before. When topic times when I was doing that, Lemon. But that's when I had a crappy computer. So and I still managed to stay on there. But when I was starting to fall off, Jay was so graciously able. Brother Jay was graciously able to assist and help me out. So I still appreciate that highly. Much, very much. Gorilla says only reason I haven't hopped on is I haven't seen the movie in years and also want to get some chores done, which is great. That's awesome, Gorilla. I mean, real life. I totally get it. Yeah, Lemon says whatever. It's got star in the name. Watch it. Yeah. Lemon says when you have Q show up in Star Trek snapping his fingers, don't you think that becomes fantasy? Yeah, that's a good point.
No,
I do. I believe that's like magic fantasy.
Because Gene Roddenberry's mistress / secretary said that Q was God. A man like Gene, who is an atheist, creating a character who is God.
Well, you know what? I've never thought that Q is God. I've never thought that.
No, he's not. But in Gene's eye, he said, "I'm going to make God."
Yeah, well, that's a little blasphemous, don't you think?
Yeah.
Just a bit. Yeah.
Well, he didn't mean the God. He just meant a God.
Right, a God.
A false God.
The God. Right, not the Almighty God we know. Yeah, no.
See,
a God.
Gene loved L. Ron Hubbard because L. Ron Hubbard created a religion with Scientology and stuff. Gene wanted to make Star Trek into religion.
That's absolutely, Aravic, that's absolutely true. Yes, good call. Yeah, absolutely. Also, I forgot to mention here for Lemon Pie, he says Star Trek is mostly sci-fi, but don't you think they introduce fantasy elements here and there? Yes, they do. Like any good sci-fi show would do. They introduce both elements.
Anything false is fantasy, I guess, but I just don't consider Star Trek fantasy. That's blasphemous.
It's not, which to me I call it hard sci-fi or and very intellectual.
Oh God, it's not intellectual.
Well, let me see if I can explain it just a little bit. I think what Star Trek tries to do in certain moments is they try to stretch belief. Okay, yeah, they're on a practical side. They do some cerebral stuff, but also there are moments that they want you to expand your mind, and if that involves a fantasy element here or there, I don't see a problem with that. I really don't.
They're not trying to do that, Mikey. What Gene has always tried to do with Star Trek is to show people what humans could be in the 23rd, 24th century if we didn't blow ourselves up.
Right.
It's
that
not
we could expand our mind a little bit.
It's not fantasy. It's fantasy in the way of he's depicting that humans didn't kill each other. Okay, but then in Star Trek, Star Trek: The Next Generation, he rebooted the series and said, yes, Earth did blow themselves up.
Yeah. Yeah, in Arabic, that's a good point. It's intellectual when they consult actual physicists. Yes, they have consulted with actual NASA people, too, on certain issues. So, and here's Christian Carpenter.
It's just called technobabble.
Salisbury steak. Wow, good wordplay there, Christian Carpenter. And also, it's good to see you, sir. I'm glad you're here.
I do have a question for all of you. Tell me, which do you think will come first, warp drive or hyperspace travel for
Neither.
Yeah, definitely fiction. Yeah.
Neither, because we're not smart enough to develop that technology.
Not yet. We're years away. Let's put it this way: hyperspace, hyperspeed, right, Dan? probably would be a little more feasible, but I don't think we're going to approach it anytime soon. And as far as warp speed goes, well, you know what? That's why I leave it to the people at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, certain people that work down there in Houston, Texas, and the people at Cape Canaveral, and whatever they can
I
come up
just don't
with.
think we're going to get there ever.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say that now, yeah, Jay. But yeah,
No.
it's common sense
Read
right
your
now.
Bible.
Well, I do.
It takes time, effort, and a lot of money to develop that type of technology.
Yeah. And what? You mean tachyons aren't real? Well, they are actually. It's kind of a form of physics. I mean, yeah, tachyons do exist. Christian Carpenter, it's good to see you, Mikey. Yeah, thank you, Christian Carpenter. I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad that 5 people are watching us, including Mr. Gorilla. So thank you guys and gals for participating, being a part of our chat, and helping us along today. And of course, my most esteemed panel right here. So I appreciate that. What's a good way to progress with this film, guys? Let me know. What should we talk about? A part of it, or I know there is.
Do you want to get into some trivia or something?
Trivia is good.
Well, we sort of did this on Resolute Germs live stream too. Like, how much will we shorten the film? Like, what type of stuff will we cut out or sort of reduce to make the film more paced better? In other words.
Yeah. Well, that is a good question, and I don't know if I've asked it of Brother Jay or Jim yet, but Admiral Jim.
There
you know what? Let
are-
me ask. Yeah, let me ask Admiral Jim first. Yeah, and I'll get right to you, Jay. I promise. Admiral Jim, do you have a moment? I wanted to ask you if you were the producer or the director of this film, how would you reduce it time frame wise? Remember, you're starting from basically 2 hours and 23 minutes, and how would you reduce it, that time frame?
Or just do better pacing in general, in other words.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good one, Dan. Yeah.
Is Dan Jim? Okay. I would shorten the scene going through the V'ger vessel for darn sure. I mean, that was too damn long. But yeah. I would still keep the scene with Kirk in the Enterprise. I'm gonna roll my windows here. Wind's blowing through the microphone here. That is a love affair between Kirk and the Enterprise. Always has been, always will be.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I would. The V'ger sequence, I would definitely whack that sucker down to almost nothing.
So, how long? What would for you? Being that you're a director of your own fan films, and don't forget, this is a big, long scale film, so they spent a lot on it. How, as a director, how much time would you allow for the film?
Well, I would include the other special effects, the other scenes that the other director put in the director's cut. I would add that. So if it's still 2 hours long, it's still 2 hours long, but I think it'd be a lot better. I guess everything will stay the same, just cut the V'ger back a lot.
So your total time frame would be what, maybe?
Could be an hour and 45 minutes, under 2 hours. It's really hard to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jay. If you were the director, how much would you cut out? If any, and then how long would you want to see the movie for?
I cut the scene where they take 5 minutes to get to the Enterprise down to 1.
Yeah.
They don't have to go all the way around, just go through that end that's open. And then don't take forever to go out of the space dock. Those are thrusters. Yeah. We've seen Kirk go half impulse all the time. Go faster. And
yeah.
But then I would add all the deleted scenes. We just saw on YouTube someone put
right,
on YouTube the Enterprise Decker and Aliyah in engineering. They need to put back stuff that they took out, like Aliyah, Decker, and the two doctors, McCoy and Chapel, in Aliyah's quarters. There's more scene in that. We didn't get to see Perkins and Bones in the airlock, and we didn't get to see some other things. We need to put all them together, and you have a great movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Just
Let's welcome.
eliminate, just shorten the time to get to V'ger. That's it.
Sure. Let's welcome Matt Arnold to the panel. Welcome, Matt. It's good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing all
Hey,
right.
man, what's up?
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Driving down the
Well,
street.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Matt, you know what? I'll pose the question to you, and then we'll go to Dan, and then we'll finish with me. But what we're asking is, if you had to rewatch the Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and you wanted to, and you're an editor, I know you're a good editor. So, how much time would you take out of the 2 hours and 23 minutes? That's the maximum one. That's the director's edition.
Okay.
So, how much time would you take out of that and improve it?
I would take the sequence between when they just started going into the Ravager, the long time it took between the non-assistant part of it, that it basically took forever to get to V'ger. I would probably take maybe about 30 minutes of that crap out.
Okay.
And I would say, okay, just show the important parts, and sitting there, just watching, going through everything, seeing all the junk in there. I just remove that part, and then restore the film, the ones that they took out that made sense in the movie. Add them back, and the entirety of it. Just cut out that part. It just took too long to get there.
So yeah, so if we kind of, if I'm able to get my math correct, if you take about 30 minutes out, and let's say maybe cut down a little bit on the credits, maybe at the end, if you could, would you say roughly an hour 45, maybe an hour 50, maybe?
It's probably pretty close to 2 hour mark, roughly.
Yeah.
It'd cut out that last 30 minutes. You know, people start getting just like that sequence of going to get into V'ger. You can sit there and say, what the hell's going on here? And why they cut this out? Because I caught myself skipping about 80% of
it. So did I. Yeah, when I did rewatch this for this particular stream, when I rewatched it, I admit I went through a lot of the time it took that they wasted getting to V'ger in the first place. I just sped through that. I got to the important part where they're all walking out in the oxygenated bubble around the ship to get to V'ger itself. So yeah, I mean, I'm guilty.
V'ger.
V'ger.
Yeah.
Well, Voyager 6, they call it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done. I would cut all the non-essential stuff out.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's cool. That makes a lot of sense, Matt. Definitely. All right. So, Sifdan, what was your take? Again, how much time would you have taken out of it? What was your final solution? You said before.
Well, I probably would take out at least half of the Voyager, the V'ger journey into the ship, at least half of it, about 15 minutes off of it, or however long the sequence was. I forgot how long. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. How long was that sequence? About 30 minutes long?
Yeah, about that. Well, like I said,
10 minutes to get through the cloud. 10 minutes to get through the cloud, and then another 3 minutes to get through to where V'ger's probe comes on the Enterprise.
Yeah.
It's a big
about
cloud.
13 minutes.
Well, for me, I probably would cut out most of the special effects, but also leave some of them in there just for the audience to say, "Gee, how big is this damn thing?" Just leave some of that in there
Well-
so the audience can get a scale. Like, "Gee, how big is this damn thing?" And
Right.
Huge.
You mean the deviled eggs?
Well, just the massive size of the thing.
I like mine
Yeah, so
scrambled.
what? Yeah, right. So, what was your final solution, Dan? What did you come up with as far as time frame?
Well, I would cut down on the travel scene to get into Voyager, or whatever the ship name is. I get confused with Voyager and Beecher.
It's called Voyager 6, technically. It's a probe that they sent out along with all the other Voyager probes to go out into deep space. And according to the story, they said that according to Decker, he said they lost Voyager 6 in a black hole, what they would call a black hole, and then they couldn't hear from it again. And of course, Spock comes up with some, maybe somewhat logical assumption that he landed on that the Voyager 6 landed on a machine planet, and they learned from the machine that landed on their planet and built it and
Cybertron.
rebuilt it and fitted it right, and then resent it back. So, yeah.
All right, so for me, I probably would cut out the trip of Voyager, at least 2/3 of it out, which there goes about 10 minutes of screen time for that journey. Just leaving some of the special effects, like maybe throw an extra line in the movie saying, "Gee, how big?" or saying, "Man, this ship's like 10 kilometers or 10 miles wide." I think McCoy did that once in the movie, did he?
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
Uh-oh. We just lost Jay.
All right,
Come on
well,
back, Jay.
Oh,
Oh,
right,
no. Oh, no.
Jay, come back! Jay, come back!
all
Yeah,
right.
come on back.
Well, beyond that, tell me, Mikey, have you seen the original, the theatrical cut that's on DVD, or do you have the director's cut only?
Okay.
I got
said,
both.
when I first saw it, well, yeah, there's two versions actually. The original theatrical came out in 1979, like we said, and that goes like 2 hours and I believe 16 minutes. And then they have a 1983, 4 years later, that they showed it on television. But then what they did is they took what they show on my DVD is they took out some parts and added some other parts that never showed up in the original theatrical version. So, and the one I own, like I said, I've seen it in movie theater. I saw it the TV version, which they added a few things but took out some other things. And then I said, well, then I need to get the director's edition, which, like I said, is the full 2 hours and 23 minutes,
Yeah,
which
I've
has
got
everything
the
in it,
edition.
pretty much.
Which was the deleted scenes that they added to it to make more
Right.
sense.
To make
Yeah.
more sense, correct. Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
correct.
I would take out the Enterprise lineage scene of that movie because, to be honest, I don't mind a romance in a movie. Just make it sometimes relevant to the plot, but don't hand-fist it in like they did in this movie.
There he is.
So I would say cut out also the romance scenes between Decker and his robot girlfriend. In other words,
Right.
streamline it better than
Why? We could get man robot sex scene.
No, I think the closest they came to that, right, was when Ilea reappeared back on the ship, but she's in
Yeah.
the solar shower. Right? Was
Yeah.
that a solar shower?
Sonic shower.
Sonic shower. Sorry, sonic shower.
You
I said the wrong
doof.
word.
all right. Now beyond those scenes, I
Now-
do have a question for all you guys. Did the asteroid scene have to happen to show that the Enterprise was not in ship shape, for lack of a better term, or not?
Well, to test the new engines, I like the part that they showed some of that, but they could have taken half of that out of that scene. They could have.
Well, if
easily.
you do that, then we don't know that the phasers are
Exactly.
now with the main
Yeah.
engines, not just power pack.
Yeah, I'm just
Tell
saying.
him, Jay. Tell him.
Right. I'm just saying, with the amount of times I've seen it, and then I keep looking back at it, I go, yeah, you're right. We better keep the entire asteroid scene in the wormhole. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That tells part of the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
I found that scene very weird. It's like in another dimension, basically. I found
Does that make you feel like you kind of took some acid and you're like, whoa, hey, what's
Yeah.
happening here? We're all doing stuff, right, Dad? That was my initial reaction. And like I said, my dad watching all the effects as they're going into the ship, right? And everything that's there, the
Yeah.
planets and things being put into storage. And my dad said, damn, this is like a psychedelic acid trip. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, I wonder where you saw that last. Oh, yeah, 2001.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Now-
If you guys think that the asteroid scene has to be in the movie, all right. I probably would leave it in there, but I would probably take it out because that scene's just too damn
Then you
weird.
wouldn't have Bones discussing with Kirk about his animosity with Decker and his obsession with the Enterprise.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
there's a
well,
few dialogue
horny.
scenes right there that
Come out
you can
the
take
scene
out. for
with
Sure.
Bones and Kirk in his quarters.
Sure. Well, anyway, Dan. So, what was your final solution? How long would you have done the film for?
Well, with all the trims I did, the film will be probably about 2 hours long.
Okay, so just under 2 hours. Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right to me. That's what we're all saying so far. About 2 hours.
Yeah, we're all saying that. Well, I know that Dan was there with me when we talked about this on the Nerd Roundtable with Resolute Germ. I think Resolute Germ came up with a time frame of about an hour and a half. He said like an hour and 30 minutes. I told him, I said, that's pretty accurate in my estimation. If it were me, I would
You're
have
going to
came
be
at
cutting
least
about
closer.
a lot of film if you do that.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But as I said, for me, I said, if you include the end credits, which could be slightly reduced, but you keep everything else and then reduce like a lot of that, progression to get to V'ger in the first place, I'd say you could pull this movie off in an hour and 45 minutes easily.
Now, when they do the running time clock, do they actually time the credits and the end credits too?
Yes, they do. They include not only the opening of what you have for each film, but they also include the end credits. And don't forget that Marvel
That's 10
and
minutes right
Marvel and DC both. Well, I'm just saying, Marvel and DC both now. If you see the runtimes that they go, that includes the post-credit scene they throw in and all this other stuff. But we're talking back then, even throwing in 5 extra minutes of music from Jerry Goldsmith at the opening of it was something, and they, like I said, that all was factored into the total runtime. So yes, even the credits at the end. Yeah.
I still
Everything
say that V'ger landed or orbited around Cybertron, and Alpha Trion brought it down, and he started doing modifications, and then Megatron kidnapped it.
He sure
stole
did,
it,
didn't he?
Well, there
and he
was
made
even
he made it
I was
into
gonna ask this.
V'gercron.
Sure, I was going to ask this of Jim and Matt. Wasn't there also a theory that V'ger actually traveled to the Borg homeworld? Maybe
No,
Yeah.
he
To the black
created
hole?
the Borg.
And
There
then
was
up with
theory
it.
of it, but there weren't. He didn't go no further.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody
So
thinks
was
that started. Everybody thinks that started a board. No.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
a new. It was a new species that was developed, and we never heard from it again. But that's the Borg. No, it's not.
Yeah. I say
Okay,
it's
so that
Borg.
was just kind of rumors there. Okay.
When Decker and Ilea joined together with V'ger, it became the Borg Queen, and she started simulating crap.
Yeah. Now, and just a couple here. Aravic says maybe we will get to FTL drive. Oh, the fluid. Oh, the fluid drive with a Solarian wave. Okay. Lemon Pie
Faster
said,
than
didn't
Fluid
know that
drive.
Q was a religious element to Roddenberry. Interesting point, Jay.
not fluid drive, faster than light.
FTL.
Faster than light. Oh, FTL.
FTL.
Yes. Faster
Yeah.
than light. You got it. Thank
Flu,
you. Yes.
a fluid drive. Well, there was really no fluid drive, but there was a fluid certain thing that they had in Voyager.
Yeah, that's true. They did.
They have fluidic space.
Yes. Fluidic space. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
No, I'm
That's what
talking.
I
I'm
think
talking.
was
I'm talking about the warp core. It was some kind of different type of fluid that they used in that ship. It was still
Yeah.
matter in that time matter, but it was different.
It's used deuterium, matter, and antimatter.
right.
The
Oh, yeah. And of
but-
course, Gorilla says,
in the warp core is not matter antimatter. It's something
Yeah, it is.
else. And when it connects to the dilithium crystals, it goes directly into the matter thing, and it goes directly into the warp nacelles where the antimatter pods are.
Right, but on Voyager they had gel packs too.
Yes.
yeah, the gel packs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
gel
Gorilla
packs. So
says,
it was
yeah,
different
Gorilla
than
says
regular
best
warp drive.
origin story in Star Trek Destiny. Hug me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bio
Didn't know-
girl gel packs. I'm surprised you
know.
can try to spell that Arabic. Good try though. Absolutely.
They use in the next generation they use isolinear chips. It's just a little bit. It's different technology. Every one of them use a different technology, and
Yep.
that's.
TOS
how-
was Duotronic converters. TNT was isolinear chips. Voyager was bioneural gel packs. I wonder what Picard's was. Don't know.
They had that neural interface also, and all the ships were linked.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Borgified ships.
Yep.
Now the Federation is going to be the new Borg.
They came mighty close to being all Borg.
They should never have written that into it. Starfleet would never use Borg technology into their ships because you don't know. They could regenerate and take over the ship. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We just lost Jim. Jim, hope you
He's
come
on
back.
his cell phone. He was out working.
Oh, right. That's right. He's still trimming. I'm sorry. I forgot. Thanks, man.
He's out mowing.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
think, man?
and right, and I just expressed to Arabic, for me anyway, when they were talking about bioneural, that sounded bizarre when I first started watching Star Trek Voyager. So yeah, I thought that was
It's
bizarre.
kind of like each bioneural circuitry gel pack has a brain of its own.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and Dan said he'll be right back.
We are the Voyager. You will be assimilated. Resistance is coffee in that
Yes.
nebula.
Let's say Borg how you like a cobalt torpedo.
Yeah, there's Jim. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Hey, Jim, welcome back.
You better have some cream with that damn coffee there, Jay. Sorry for keeping going and outnumber.
Cream,
I'm working.
Hey, you don't
Five
need to
cream,
apologize,
five
Jim.
sweet
Real life.
ones.
Real life. Yeah.
Jim,
you're
you
fine.
still out mowing?
I'm working at 9 o'clock and I'm switching between 2 headsets.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All
So
right.
that's why. So that's why I keep coming and going.
I see. Okay.
Is that normal?
I was
Oh,
coming
shit.
and going since the day I was born.
Jim,
I think we all have. Oh, my God.
What was that, Matt?
Jim don't know if he's coming or going.
I don't know if I'm going right side or left side sometimes.
Well,
pick
there's
on-
one. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. But there's one thing I can tell you about this film. There isn't much really to say about it, honestly,
There
because
is.
Well, not really,
There's
because
a
I
lot
mean,
to say
Wrath
about
of
it.
Khan was
We can
better.
talk
We all
about the
know
good.
that. Yeah.
Do you know the scene where Kirk is going out in his spacesuit? You can see part of the damn set.
Yes, he can.
Yeah. And the color change of the spacesuits. That was a
Yes.
good edge.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Ended up being one immediately it's changed to a different color. Oh, and people noticed it.
Yep.
I think
Well,
I'm
there
sure it
was
noticed
a
it right off the bat.
right. Well, there were some outtakes,
What are you
mostly
doing?
of where they said that Spock ran
What are you
into
doing?
some kind of wall that V'ger put up, to not allow entry, and they were showing some testing sequences for this so-called wall, which I thought were hilarious. And they didn't have anybody in the suits. They just, they were floating the suits by and trying to get an idea of the angle. That was in the outtakes. I thought that was hilarious. I
Oh,
did like
what
that.
about Spock? He's squinting into bright sunshine, but then on the reverse shot, you see everything dark,
Yeah, right.
dark sky. That's a goof. We can talk
It
about
is.
that.
Yeah, that's continuity. That's not good.
Budget cut, Jay. Budget cuts.
Like
Yeah,
when Spock damages his console pretty badly when he bashes it, so the V'ger probe
yeah,
can't work the computer. But a few
yeah.
seconds later, console is undamaged.
Yeah, it looks totally undamaged. Yes, there's a
And
lot of
Kirk's
problems with that.
hairstyle changes every scene.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
They turned on the
Um,
backup systems.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mikey,
The thing
Mikey,
is, they don't have all of the repair system that fixes itself.
so
it just
Mikey,
speaks
Now
itself. Yeah,
that I would love. I
So
would
Mikey-
love
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
Go
so
ahead,
Mikey,
Dan.
Blake 7 had that. Remember, Matt? Blake 7 had that. The computer could generate the ship's damages, auto repair system. That's what Enterprise needs. Auto
Yeah,
repair
for sure.
system.
Go
That's
ahead,
what
Dan.
that's
Yeah,
what my
go ahead, Dan.
lawnmower needs too for auto repair.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan, please.
well, did you tell the trivia about the uniforms they wore in the movie yet on this stream or not?
Everybody
yeah, Eric
hated those
just pointed
uniforms.
out.
They
Yeah,
hated them.
yeah, they're not great looking uniforms,
No.
but also don't forget Eric just mentioned about the Klingons. I mean, wow. Okay, Klingon look. Yes, it did. New Klingon look. Yeah. I don't know if I was that impressed by the new look of the Klingons. I don't think I was. I think I
Not bad.
would have waited. Yeah, I would have waited until seeing them in TOS, and even TOS. Um, you remember in the Trouble with Tribbles, and then of course when DS9 redid that, plus they combined it with another episode, and they called that Trials and Tribulations, which by the way is still a great crossover. I love that episode.
We don't talk
But
about
apart
it.
from that, but that's the thing. In that, you have Odo in the DS9 episode. You have Odo and Bashir and Miles. They're all sitting around Worf, and Worf is saying, "We don't want to talk about that," because they look so different back then in the original series.
They don't talk
And I
to
just,
the outsiders about it.
yeah,
Yeah, eventually later they explain what happened.
Yeah.
They got a hoe to with Agnon, whatever you call it, DNA, and they're trying to make them stronger because they're called Khan and them. They're genetically enhanced. So the Klingons said, "Hey, wait a minute, we're going to try to do the same thing." So they got the technology, did that. So basically, it's messed them up, and that's what Klingons end up looking like.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. For sure.
Simple way of putting it.
Yeah.
If
That makes a lot of sense.
If it wasn't for Enterprise, we wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I
Remember
would say that probably was a continuity error that Enterprise probably just filled in to make the fans happy, to fill in that plot hole.
Maybe.
Oh my
Enterprise was
God.
the beginning of all Federation. I enjoyed Enterprise because it showed everything that the Federation went through to get where it's at today.
There
It
was
came a
a
long
big
way.
technical
Yep.
advancements in the Enterprise than there was in the original
I know.
series. We all know that, but the thing is that the original series was in the early '60s, so
Right.
they didn't have all the fancy touch screens, and they didn't know about the touch screens like we got touch screens now on our tablets more advanced than Star Trek is.
And
Yeah.
phone.
And yes,
Yeah, we've come across like as we said it before, Matt, and maybe just a little bit before you came on, we said that a lot of innovations came from Star Trek over the years. A lot of the things we use now that we take for granted all came about because Star Trek had a vision. There would be, like Mark Okuda, people like that who had visions and said you could create these kind of, items and materials that would be of use later on, and that's what they did. So, made it
Tell me,
practical.
Mike. Tell me, Mike.
Go
Tell me,
ahead, Dan.
Mikey.
What's going on here?
Were all those just props originally, and the prop department gave explanations on what the prop was for the real nerdy scientists to make this stuff in real life?
Well, yeah, well, that's what Shatner said in his documentary. Was that about it? Was that the innovations that came? Yeah, initially they were just props, but then some of the scientists and some of the physicists, say like at MIT and all these other highfalutin colleges,
Yeah.
they all started to see a practical application, and they said, "Oh, you know what? This flip thing, that was the communicator. We might be able to add that as a component for phones, and people could just flip their phones up and talk, and things like that." So yeah, I mean, most
Bluetooth.
most of it was props, so-called props
A
they
lot
had
of
from
the
the different
technology.
episodes were being used for more practical applications and being modified, to be used in regular life. Yeah, so
A
very
lot of
cool.
the technology now, uh, you have guys, amateur radio operators. And a lot of those guys are electronic engineers. You got people who work for NASA. You got people that there were amateur rail operators creating technologies like rail communications equipment and things like that. It's just advanced dramatically within the last 100 years. And
Right.
imagine what we're going to be in the technology in the next 100 years.
Yeah.
If we
Imagine
live,
how advanced it can be, right, Matt? Yeah, for
if
sure.
we live to that point without blowing each other up,
Yeah. Yeah, we got to avoid that part first, right, Jay?
that part you got to avoid.
Yeah, we have to avoid that for sure because we have too many dangerous weapons out there that can annihilate everything. So, yeah, we need to avoid that and try
Yeah.
to build a helping society. Yeah.
Well, either that or a massive alien invasion comes to our home planet and we say, "Okay, submit to us, or we will destroy you." And we say, "Screw you! Here's our atomic bombs." And we destroy the aliens.
You know what,
Saying,
Dan? You know what I say to that? When and if that happens, where there's a massive alien invasion, I'd welcome it. I want that because that would put a lot of countries together, working together to defeat a common foe. So yes, if you have an alien invasion, yes, I call for that. I want that to happen.
An alien
There's some
invasion?
else.
Yeah,
There's still some of the countries
You
saying,
want
"Oh,
an alien invasion to happen?
I do. I want an alien invasion to happen.
Heck, Mikey,
I
we
don't.
might turn Mikey into an alien."
"Oh,
And an
I think
alien's
he is
going to
an
get a
alien.
hold. An alien's going to get a hold of Mikey, and he could be food for a month.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
then
true. It could
take him
be.
as our leader.
What a way to go, though, right? And
Yeah,
it might
really.
cause indigestion inside an alien body. You never know.
He might
We
be a
don't need
snack.
no. I don't believe there are aliens out there.
I do believe there is some kind of form of intellectual life equal to ours out there
There
somewhere.
may be microscopic life or something, but not intelligent life like us, human being type.
Okay, well, at least you're telling me that you do believe there's some other kind of life, maybe not on our
There's
level,
life
but
on
some
Mars
close.
right now that is microscopic. They've proven
Sure.
that.
Sure.
But there's no intelligent life like human bipeds or anything like that.
Or human
As
like
we
Not
know
yet.
them, we don't
Not
know them.
yet. We haven't covered the full scope of the entire
God.
universe or the Milky Way, so we can't see that, James. Not yet.
Suzanne, get your husband and read him the Bible again. There's
and,
nothing else but here.
yeah, and I would say this about my idea about the alien invasion. And here's a dose of reality that we all don't want to admit. Sadly, it takes a common enemy to unite people and get something. We may hate to hear that, but that's how it is usually. We need a common enemy to unite against to defeat. That way, we direct all our hatred and problems onto that other
No,
person.
Yeah, it's not just that. Yeah. Well, it's not
We
just
did with
hatred, of course,
9/11.
it's animosity and of course bitter feuds, like you said, Dan, and all of us have agreed. There's a lot of bitter feuds that go on between races and things on this earth. And yeah, it could take a major event like some kind of invasion to bond us all together and say it's a common foe, we got to beat them. So, yeah, I mean, just it might happen. We don't know. Someday it might.
Well, if there were intelligent life out there, I wish it'd be like the Vulcans.
Yes.
Yeah, really.
Right. As Erevic says, what if they're peaceful?
Please
Like the
don't let
Vulcans?
it be
Yes,
the
that'd be
Boers
great.
or
I'd like that.
Klingons.
Sure. Absolutely. I like that.
Yeah,
I mean, are you saying we could have a visit from the Vulcans like that Zephyr Cochrane got the visit from them? So maybe we can have something
Oh,
like
God. Please don't let it be the dinosaurs come back and they all be like Barney. I hate you. You hate me. Let's hang each other from a tree.
And they're all purple, and they say,
Take it
"I
around
love
his
you."
neck and drag it down the road.
I would say this: if there is by some miracle any humanoid life out there that has somewhat human intelligence or greater than ours, and if they are like the Vulcans, sorry, they probably would just leave us alone because we're too far primitive.
We're
to
primitive.
deal with.
Yeah, we're too far primitive.
I say it
I
like
agree.
this, gentlemen. I say it like this. I can prove that there are no other life forms like us out there anywhere in the universe. I can prove it. You want to know how? Okay, because they have never asked us for foreign aid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They never asked us to deliver
thing
things to
is
them
with
in the
that-
universe.
Here's another opinion on that same ordeal. We're too
Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
primitive.
We're
They
too
don't
what?
not gonna mess with us because we're like infants. See, our technology is class 0 to them, and they're probably class 5 civilization
Right.
Or higher.
or higher.
Ours.
We're so far behind, and they gonna just we're too dangerous. We're too dangerous of a species. Exactly.
Hell, they can take us out from orbit.
They
yeah?
can obliterate us probably for they can destroy us within 100 light years away if they really wanted to.
Yeah,
They
Gorilla
can
says
send a
we have to
doomsday
call.
machine.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim, and then I'll say my thing.
They
Go
can
ahead.
send a doomsday machine to get you.
They don't even have to send that. All they have to do is send a
Oh.
massive asteroid this direction, about the size of the moon, and it's done.
Yeah.
I think there
And
are
Gorilla-
aliens among us. They're called the Kardashians.
the Kardashians. Yeah, right. Yeah, Gorilla says we have to tell people not to eat Tide Pods. Do you really think aliens want to visit us? That's actually a pretty good point. Yeah, that's kind of a miss. Yeah.
Well, answer me this: it's going to be the dumbest human versus the dumbest alien if they do exist out there, because the average intelligence of a human is pretty dumb actually, and versus the average foreign alien, if they are from another planet, are they gonna be just as dumb as us, or far more intelligent than us if they ever come here to test us? Like their dumbest alien and resident versus our dumbest our average dumbest human on this planet. Who do you think will win that?
I'd say I'd rather, here's the point. I'd rather have a dumb, aggressive alien than an intellectual, pacifist alien who already knows they're smarter than we are and just kind of, it coddles us and is condescending. I'd rather have the more aggressive dummy, alien who wants to invade, and then we can just say, hey, you know what? We got firepower too, and we'll take you on and, wipe you out, or maybe you'll wipe us out. Do us a favor.
You want the freaky, huh?
Like I said, all it takes is one huge rock from an asteroid belt.
Yeah, really, that's all we need. Yeah.
You think humans are smart, Dan? I'll give you an example to that.
I didn't say that.
There is a lady. There is a lady that is on YouTube and Facebook, and she literally says that she was out with her husband or boyfriend, and the waitress comes up and was just jokingly and said, "How do you like your cow cooked?" And he goes, "Medium rare." And she turns around and says, "I'll have a hamburger." And she goes, "Well, how do you like your cow cooked?" And she goes, "Cow? You need to go back to school. Don't you know that a hamburger comes from a pig? After all, it does start with the word ham." And I'm going like, oh, this sad human beings. We're entrusting this idiot to run our government in about 30 years.
Or maybe even our defense system.
Here's another one for you.
Okay, guys. Yeah, guys, let's let Dan say something. Go ahead, Dan. Say something.
Or Jay, my point was, let's have the dumbest human versus the dumbest alien from another civilization, and then who would win? The dumbest alien from another civilization versus the dumbest human. Who would win? The alien or the dumbest human?
Them.
The alien would win.
Anyone who could come to the Earth and visit the Earth is better technologically than us. So yes, they'll win.
Yeah, they would win.
And down.
Eric said that a hamburger was named after Hamburg, Germany, and then he has Denmark as a flag.
That's true.
Okay.
I tell you, it's bad when an individual on television saying we're gonna get rid of all the farms and you buy it at the grocery store. Where the hell do you think the groceries come from, lady? From the farms.
Yeah. Yeah, and Eric agrees. Gorilla Destiny is an excellent trilogy. I like David Mack. She
think everything comes from the supermarket. Where the heck was she? I guess she
thinks it comes from a laboratory.
That's probably what she thinks.
Well, Eric, that's your fault. These is great. Now I want a hamburger. That's your own fault, man. Look when you started. I'm just kidding. Anyway,
I do have a question for the panel. Tell me, was it Brother Jay that said that there's no human-like intelligence out there, or was it Matt that said that? Because I want to sort of say
I didn't say that.
Well, whoever said that, I would say, true, there's no human-like intelligence yet out there, but if there will be, it probably will be us if we, by some miracle.
Yes, I said there is basically hardly any. I just do not believe there is intelligent life like us out there. Bipeds. There is microscopic life forms. We've proven that they're on Mars and other planets. Yes, but I do not believe that there is aliens out there like that walk and talk like us.
Yeah, well, Jay, to that, I would say if by some miracle we're able to develop faster than light travel and go to other planets, guess who the aliens would be then? We would be the aliens, because other humans will be born from other planets. And then
but we're never going to invent it.
because we don't have the technical knowledge or the.
Well, we don't have the money to develop the technology. It all costs money.
It does, and well, even look at. I mean, look at our current world situation. There's people we can't even feed. So why would we want to create that
Hmm.
type of technology if we can't even feed more than half the world's
We
population?
need what we need to do is develop the technology to go to Mars and
I'll be right back, guys. You keep talking.
and what is it called, Mikey? Um, terraform the planet to where we can grow food on that planet, and we populate that planet because we're running out of room.
Yeah, Jay, but the problem with that is Mars is 2 weeks from us.
Well, Jay, well, what I'm trying to get at is that, true, I would agree with you, there's no human-like intelligence out there that there isn't, or we haven't discovered it yet. But if there will be any human-like intelligence, it probably will be us on other planets. Then we'll have an interstellar civilization where we, the humans, on other planets will be our own version of aliens. So, in other words, if
I
a
know,
human
Dan. I know you want to hope so much that there is a life out there so we can interact and everything, but there just isn't, pal. There isn't.
I know, but
Or
Jay,
they would have already came.
yeah, but Jay, but here's my point. If that's true, then eventually, if we are able to overcome and develop our intelligence enough to actually expand beyond our
What
home world,
intelligence?
then we would be the aliens. We will be the ones going to other planets, and other humans being born on other planets. Then we would be the aliens, like Alpha Centaurians. Alpha Centaurians will be us humans born on that planet.
You want to
Then
talk about our intelligence? We came and we became so great in mathematics as human race, and now we've dumbed it up and called it Common Core. That's not intelligence.
No, it's not.
Because the mathematics that scientists use is not Common Core.
I use algebra and calculus and stuff like that. This common
Trigonometry, everything. Yeah. We are dumbing our kids.
They dumbing them deliberately, where they can depend on the government and.
Well, let's not be political. But you're right. But mathematically speaking and scientifically speaking, our teachers are just being told to dumb them up.
Yep.
So.
And it's sad.
But let's get back to the movie. There are some goofs in this movie, like I just read that Kirk, and I never knew this until now today. I am this day old finding out that Kirk, William Shatner, wore a corset to get into uniforms.
You didn't know that?
No. I knew he had a wig, but I didn't know he wore a corset. I didn't know he was, yes. Anyway.
I apologize for walking away there for a few minutes. I was helping Miss Suzanne with groceries. She brought home some stuff. Her birthday is coming up in 15 days from now, and we got a nice eggless cake, a nice white eggless cake, which is really good. And then for us, and some ice cream. So yeah, for her birthday.
To eggs?
She's allergic to eggs. Yeah, she can't handle eggs.
Then how can she eat ice cream?
Yeah. Well, the ice cream doesn't have eggs in it, does it? No, she made sure. No, it's eggless cake and an eggless ice cream. Yeah. So.
I am so sorry about people with all these food allergies. I understand because I'm
Oh, it
allergic to
sucks.
fruits and
No,
vegetables.
it sucks. I mean, yesterday we had a very nice steak dinner at the place we tell you we went to T-Bones here in Toronto, Scarborough, which is
Bitch.
beautiful. And she's able to eat the food there, so I mean, that's great. I mean, we can do that once a month, and have some. Have in a way kind of like luxury food, so I mean that's kind of
You
a great
had a
thing.
steak?
Yeah, I
What'd
had a
you
steak.
have?
Yeah,
What'd you have with steak?
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potato and gravy. Yeah, that's what we had with the steak.
Mashed
What
potato,
dessert?
green beans, corn.
What dessert?
No, it was a well, I had a 7-Up with no sugar. I had a 7-Up, and
What?
Suzanne
What
had
dessert?
a Pepsi no sugar. Yeah, had a
No.
Pepsi no sugar.
What dessert? Dessert.
Oh, dessert. What was for dessert, babe?
Didn't have any.
You
We
don't
didn't
know.
have any. No dessert.
So you had steak, you had mashed potatoes, and green beans.
Yes, sir. Oh, and a bun. We had a roll. We had a
You
roll
bitch.
with margarine. Yeah. So.
You bitch.
Honey,
I'm sorry.
careful,
sweetheart.
baby. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I do that when I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Jay, listen. See,
I love
Mikey,
you guys.
Mikey just
Uh-huh.
said that he left the chat to help her bring the groceries in. So he left to see what kind of food she brought home, and the heck of us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, I want to get you all hungry.
I'm
late.
hungry, Jeff.
Yeah, that's my ulterior motive. Get you all hungry.
I'm eating
Yeah,
bread.
Arabic.
All I have is soup.
Yeah. Well, I want to
No
catch
soup
up
for
here.
you.
Sorry. Arabic says, actually, I could go for a sourdough jack. Yeah, I've had those. Those are awesome. Arabic says, how do you know that, though? The Bible neither confirms or denies that. Okay, well, we'll address that.
It neither confirms and yet it neither denies it. So I say
Right.
no.
Yeah.
No
and then
one will
Professor
be
Brady
on.
says,
We are postponed a week.
well,
Do you know what? I
Professor
thought
says,
all day
FYI.
today was Sunday. I thought today was Sunday.
no, today is Saturday.
Saturday.
Or, Saturday. Yeah. There's
I
still.
went all the way down there, Mikey, to the lobby, and I was sitting down for an hour waiting for them to come for Sunday school. And one of the girls comes out and says, "Today's not Sunday," and I said, "Oh, sheep dip."
I know. Anyway, just want to catch up, guys, please. So Professor Brandy Speck says, for our information, no one will be on AQOT tomorrow. We are postponed a week. Okay, right. I understand. Thank you. Gorilla says, give me eggs or give me death. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, right. Gorilla says, Professor, happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday, belated birthday to you, Professor
Happy
Jeff.
birthday to you.
You.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Happy
Gorilla.
birthday to you.
Yeah, now Arabic
Happy
says,
birthday, Professor. Happy birthday to you.
Marilyn Monroe, you are not.
Yay! Congrats! Hey, let's clap for Jay there.
Here goes Jay. That's
Hail
good.
Arabic Sonder, and Gorilla says no problem. And hail Professor Brady Specs from Arabic. Okay. All right, we're
Sikaya.
caught up. So yes, so Professor again. I know. His birthday was yesterday, right? Yeah, I believe it was. So yes,
I don't
happy
know.
belated birthday. Sorry, Jeff. I tried
Eric
getting
says
you
now
to
he's
make it
craving
go,
a
but,
Denver omelet.
Yeah.
yeah, Denver omelet. So
What
yes.
is a Denver omelet? I've always heard of that, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, a Denver omelet? Okay.
Yeah.
I can tell you because I lived in Colorado for a little while. A Denver omelet is made up of eggs. It's made up in kind of like a burrito style, so it has like uh, the kind of corn meal that's used to make like a tortilla
Mhm.
or a burrito.
Yep.
That's what it's wrapped in. Then you have a lot of vegetables. You have some, onions. You've got some, both kinds of onions, actually. You have white onions. I've heard of green onions being in there. I've heard of red onions being in there. And also a little bits of ham, bits of bacon. It's really good, actually.
Red
I did
onion.
have one once. Yeah, it was very good. It's
Red
a good
onion.
mix. Yeah,
Red onion?
yeah, red onions too. Uh-huh.
Tommy.
Yeah. See, even Aravic said that's it. I'm making one tonight with ham, cheese, mushrooms, and spinach. Yes. With lots of vegetables. Yeah, it's
I
good
like
stuff.
Philly cheesesteak omelets.
Oh yeah, don't forget the toast. Yeah. Arabic. Don't forget the Texas toast if you can get that.
Get
Did
the
you hear
Raisin
me,
Bran
Mikey?
toast.
Oh boy! Now this turned into a food stream now for the last.
Yeah.
What do you got? Wait a minute, Dan. Wait a minute. Hold your boots. Hold your boots.
Uh-oh.
This has always been a food / sci-fi / TV network channel. We always
Yes,
talk about food.
we always talk about food. That's true.
It's anything and everything. Put it that way.
We try to outdo each other and see which one is the hungriest.
Oh, wait till I make my omelet tonight. I'll send you a picture, Jay.
Amen to that.
I can't wait until I get my check so I can go to Huddle House and give me a Philly cheesesteak omelet.
There you go.
Yeah, Aravic said that. Yes, of course, he lives in Denver, but he will still have Texas toast. Yeah.
I didn't know there was such thing as ham, cheese, mushrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
Jay, have you ever tried an omelet with cheese? Melted cheese. I mean,
Yes,
some
son,
people
I've
in,
made them.
well, there's some people in. Yeah, we got you there,
I
Aravic.
chop
Thank
up
you.
ham. I've even chopped up pepperoni and ham and bacon and put it in my eggs and then pour it in a buttered skillet and flipped it and made it an omelet.
Yeah.
See,
Talking about cook here.
I do 6 eggs scrambled.
There you go.
I do take 6 eggs. I beat them up, put them in. I do bacon, ham, cheese, and I put hash browns all in one unit. Flip it over. One big meal.
I have made mashed potatoes. I have made scrambled me about 6 eggs, put that in the mashed potatoes, then made me some white milk gravy and put that in the mashed potatoes and eggs, whipped them up, and then ate it.
Oh,
Yum, yum.
that sounds fantastic.
It is.
Now, what I've had before is what they call a southwestern omelet.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
Yeah, and what they do in Arizona with the southwestern omelet is they literally wrap it like a tortilla. It's like a total wrap. Okay. In the omelet, it has, of course, eggs. It has bacon bits. It has a lot of bacon bits, actually. There's a lot of different kinds of onion, which you can put in there. I've even seen them throw in avocados inside it.
Yeah.
And also, they've had a little bit of a secret sauce, I guess, like similar to what McDonald's does, with their secret sauce.
Thousand
But
Island
in
dressing.
a southwestern omelet, it's more of it's a mix of like sour cream and a little bit of chives and a little bit of what do you call it? A little bit of mustard. So mustard or ketchup. Actually, I prefer ketchup in it. So because of the eggs. So you would just mix the ketchup with the sour cream, the chives, the onions, all of that. It's really wonderful. I've had a few of those Southwestern wraps.
Yeah.
They're really good.
You
Yeah.
turn my stomach.
They're awesome. They really are. If they're cooked right. The eggs have to be cooked.
I don't
Just so.
think I'm going to have a
That'd be good.
Southwestern omelet then. Yuck.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
I can't wait for my check. I'm gonna go get me a now if I wasn't on this Ozempic, I would have the appetite. I'd
Yes.
get me what I used to do is go to Huddle House, order me a Philly cheesesteak omelet, a side order of fried okra, a side order of tater tots, a side order of green beans, and a side order of onion rings with a couple of glasses of milk and coffee.
Yeah. Now, Gorilla says he's going to make chislets. Am I reading that correctly?
What is chislets?
I'm not sure. Eric says, you know what else I could go for is chicken fried steak and eggs. Yes.
I don't like
And you know
chicken
what?
fried
You can
steak.
throw hollandaise sauce on a chicken fried steak. You can,
I can't.
but I
stand
don't. I
chicken
don't eat
fried
hollandaise sauce. It's not. It doesn't agree with me. So if I do chicken fried steak with eggs, I'm throwing a little bit of a honey mustard on top of that chicken fried steak because I like honey mustard on chicken. So that would be me. That's just me. But I mean that because I can't handle the hollandaise. But yeah, hollandaise sauce goes good with omelets too. Yes, it does. As long as you can eat that. I can't.
steak.
I'm not that good with hollandaise, like I said. It's not for me. I can't do it.
Holiday, holiday.
But Suzanne can. Suzanne loves the hollandaise. She loves the horsey sauce. Suzanne loves the horseradish. She loves that. I know she loves it. Arabic says I throw white gravy on my chicken fried steak. Well, that's a good pot. Yeah, that's a good combo too. I agree.
I
Maybe
like
like
white
chicken
gravy, but I can't eat chicken fried steak. I like that steak they have at Huddle House. It's
Okay.
kind of like Salisbury steak with mushrooms on. Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Well, Mikey, I guess Sue knows how to horse around for you, huh?
What's that? Say that again. I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Well, Sue, your wife Sue probably knows how to horse around a lot too.
Oh yes, she does.
The horse, the song.
Without getting too revealing, yes, she does like to horse around a little bit, but we have fun. It's all about having fun.
The horsey sauce has gone where no horse has gone before, huh? I had to get that in.
I don't know about that.
I love Western omelet. Yeah, Western omelets are good too. Suzanne was just telling me about that with the eggs and the toast and everything. Yeah, it's really good too. Melted cheese, though. Here's the thing. When it comes to omelets, it depends on, I think it does depend on where you are in the country. Like, if you're in Wisconsin, their omelets are made with a cheese it's almost like a cheddar cheese, kind of. And they use that. I've even heard that some people will put brie, a brie cheese on their omelet. I know in the Southwest, when I was in Arizona, they would never use preserved cheese, like regular, slices of Kraft or anything. They would use actual mozzarella. They'd either use melted mozzarella cheese, or they would use a form of cheddar too. But it would be like they would melt it down a little bit, the cheddar. But yeah, it's good. There's soft cheddar, and then there's hard cheddar. But it's got to be blocks of cheese. You don't use preserved cheese. You use regular cheese, that's non-preserved.
I'm American and I
makes it
only
better.
use
It makes it good
American
omelet.
cheese.
With cheese, yeah. So
Before we continue, let's get everybody's grade and rate this movie, and then we'll go back to filling our hunger.
Okay, well then let's start with you, Brother Jay. Let's hear your grade, whether it's out of 5 stars or out of 10 stars, and then your grade. So go ahead.
I give this the way it's out now on Blu-ray and DVD. I would give it a 4.5. And out of 5, no, a 4.5 out of 10, and a 2 out of 5, and I give this a C minus grade.
Okay.
But if they would add all those deleted scenes that I've seen on YouTube, I can now appreciate the movie more, and I would give it a 8 out of 10 and a 4 out of 5 with a grade of a B plus. I'm done.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose there for a minute. I didn't want to be rude. Okay, on to Jim. Jim, what would be your out of stars and your grade?
I give it 8 stars because I like it. Naturally, I grew up with Star Trek, and I would give it I probably like a B plus.
Yeah. Okay. And Dan, what's your overall out of stars? You can do out of 5 or out of 10, and your grade.
I give this a solid 5.5 out of 10. And as for the grade, I give it a solid C minus.
Okay, C minus. I believe that I'm because of the amount of times I've seen it. Of course, like I said, we own the director's edition. I'd have to agree a lot with Jim on this one. I would have given it a straight 8 out of 10, or at least a 3 out of 5, and probably. Yeah, I'd probably say about a B, anywhere between a B and a B plus. Yeah, that would have been my grade, and that is my grade, I believe, right now.
And the professor agreed that 8 and A minus or 9.2 out of 10.
Yeah, that's what Professor Rainey says. Yeah, because he liked it. I know he liked it a lot. Aravic said, "I'm going to make mine with a blend of Monterey Jack and cheddar." Nice. Here's Gorilla, who says, "Anyone who gives us anything other than an F is a shill for Paramount." Well, then you need to talk to our friend Omnicast, because he's a friend of Paramount. Gorilla's, wow. Yeah, there we go, Professor. I said, wow. I really enjoy the film. Yes.
All this movie needed was the Robbie the robot.
Yeah.
Robbie the robot.
Eric said he gave it a 6. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, the silver robot from Lost in Space.
Yeah.
I never knew what they called him.
Yeah, they just called him robot.
B9 robot.
Yeah. Eric said
Jim Kirk. Danger.
Out of 10. Yeah. Eric said he gave it a 6 out of 10 and a B minus, and our friend Matt Arnold said a B. 8.5 to about a 9 out of 10. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Get back up here.
Yeah. Oh, are you coming back, Matt? I didn't know if you dropped out, and I was worried, and I didn't know if you were coming back or not. But if you do, sir, it's available. You're right there. You can come right back if you want.
Mikey, I may change my grade a little bit. Instead of a C minus, I'll give it a solid C. To me, it's average for a movie. Is
you can't change it,
probably. Yeah, which is probably accurate. But you know what? I wouldn't have faulted you for saying C minus. I could understand with certain scenes and things, but yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, anywhere from a C, basically from a C minus to an A minus, because what Professor gave wouldn't be incorrect. It depends on your point of view. Yeah, it depends on your point of view and what you saw, and what you took from it. And like we all said, most of us are agreed we could keep this movie under 2 hours at least and still have it be successful in our minds, right? I mean, that's...
With my deleted scenes and taking out just about 10 minutes of it with the deleted scenes put into it, it would still be like 2 hours, 15 minutes.
And that's a good reminder. Actually, that's a good reminder for next week because next week we are examining Star Trek III: The Search for Spock, and today is the 40th anniversary. Yes, I did remember that, Professor Jeff. So, yeah, that's a good point. Thank you. Yeah, because we're going to emphasize that next week when we talk about it. So, definitely. Okay. So now, what else do you want to talk about again? Are we talking about food? Food? We can go for another hour if you guys want about food.
I wanted to ask Mikey, what did Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert say grade their what was their grade for this movie? Do you happen to know?
I actually don't happen to know, but I can actually look it up. If you give me just a moment, I will be able to check that.
Right.
That's there, Siskel and Ebert's.
While you're doing that, I'll pass the cheesecake.
Yeah, there we go.
You would.
The chocolate cheesecake.
Which I saw whipped cream with that, with the nice cherry on top.
Yeah.
Don't do cherries.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since you had a real
I gotta
cherry.
create a space here. Oh, yeah.
No. I just had a real cherry just a couple of nights ago.
There we go.
Okay, hold on. Just the one. Well, hey, come on, stop doing that.
It's me this. For Fiscal and Ebert, what type of movies do they really enjoy, and what movies do they not really care for as critics? For what you hear and heard from them or saw of them,
They have been known to like the stupidest movies that I've ever seen, and they have disliked the greatest movie I've ever seen. It's just according to what they are in their mood that day.
Okay, I have here, according to a video of Siskel and Ebert's grades on Star Trek: The Motion Picture, Robert gave it a yes. Remember, it was just yes or no. Roger Ebert gave it a yes, and Gene Siskel gave it a no. So basically,
Which one was the fat
it
guy?
didn't really emphasize grade, but it was saying basically that Roger Ebert recommended it, and Gene Siskel said, "Forget it." So
Which one was the fat guy?
the fat
The
guy
short
was
one.
Roger Ebert.
The short one.
That's the one I like.
The thin, nerdy. Yeah, the one guy I love to quote is the thin and nerdy Chicagoan who's actually from Chicago or was from Chicago, Gene Siskel of the Chicago Sun-Times.
Then I guess that makes me Roger Ebert.
And
Mikey,
yes.
a special
thank you.
guest star right here. And
Hi, PvP.
Hi guys.
PvP.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. I had to go get groceries.
Where
and
you
then
been, PvP?
I was
It's
tired.
okay,
I
PvP.
actually laid down for a while and took a nap because I was just felt really tired the last couple of days. I think I've been running around doing so much on the weekends for the last month or so. It's kind of catching up with me a bit. So I need to get some more sleep for sure. Anyway,
I thought maybe the laundry got a hold of you.
no, that's still waiting in the bag for me later on.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Started.
Yeah.
I
Now,
just
Ervik said, "What's better?" Okay, guys, let's try to answer Ervik, and then let me finish what Professor also said, which is a good point. Ervik said, "What's better? IHOP, Denny's, or Waffle House?" I like Denny's. Yeah, that's a good question. Professor said, "Remember that when they reviewed it, right? It was the original theatrical release, which was incomplete, and it was rushed to the theater with minimal editing." Yes, sir. I do remember that. Which is a good point because definitely IHOP. Professor says there.
Well, Mikey, since we gave our grades, our reviews, and what we may trim out of the film, since PvP is here, you want to ask him about his opinion, what he may do to trim down the movie, or
yeah, I'll ask him quickly. Yes, about those two questions. PvP. We've all said that we want, if we were the producer or director of this film, we'd want the film to be reduced. The actual director's cut is 2 hours and 23 minutes. So, if you were the director or producer, how much would you cut out of the film? And then the other question is, what final grade, or out of 5 or out of 10, would you give the film, the motion
Sure.
picture?
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. As far as trimming the film, I think probably I'm guessing a lot of you guys said you take a lot of the V'ger, the traveling, endless journey through V'ger. Uh, Probably trim that severely. That's think what I would do. Take a lot of that out because it's just basically eye candy special effects. It really doesn't have a purpose, you know. And that I think is the part that really bores the hell out of most people. At least it did me. Um, so yeah, I would get rid of a lot of that. That probably I don't know. That could probably take out what a good 10 minutes or something if you really edited severely. I'd cut down the romance stuff between Decker and is it Elia? Her name is forget her character's name now.
Ilea.
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 That was
Played
good.
by Persis Kambata. Yeah, she looked pretty good back then, even for bald head, man.
Oh yeah, she's attractive.
John.
Okay,
But
come on, guys.
seriously,
Let's
a lot of
PvP
the
finish. Go ahead.
romance, a lot of the romance felt like just filler padding, to just get
Yeah.
more minutes in the film. Know they needed a bit of that because they had to set up the finale where we have the intergalactic joining. I'll put it politely. Some people have called it a little more of a curse word. But you do need that to
The
set up that
climax
finale.
at the end.
Yeah, the intergalactic, sex, basically.
Yeah, the
When they
climax.
join and they go and turn into light or whatever the hell they turn into.
Or
So I'd cut a lot of the romance stuff. What I would keep would be the dry dock of the Enterprise because that was a very great scene after 10 years seeing the new Enterprise. It's a bit long, but I don't mind because it's just such a beautiful ship. It'll always be my favorite starship. So I enjoyed that. I'd keep most of the crew stuff because I think they didn't have enough of the crew interaction was another flaw with the film.
Right.
Because we did want to see our guys, our crew back after all those years, right? So
yeah.
so I would keep most of that, or if not all of it. So yeah, I would just try and trim the special effects down. I'd cut some of the romantic stuff. I guess that would be the main stuff I would cut. As far as the rating goes, it's kind of a tough one for me personally because I actually was lucky enough to see it on the opening night with my cousin and some friends. We saw the second show on the opening night because the first one was just sold completely out. We were even lucky to get tickets for the second show because it was pretty much packed at the theater that night. So it was quite an emotional experience, to sit there with your friends and the audience, a full audience, and everybody was pretty emotional. You could just feel it in the air, kind of thing, right? Like, we were probably all hardcore Trekkies, obviously, to be on the first night of the release, and people were kind of getting really choked up, like when we saw the crew coming back and the Enterprise, and I mean, even though it wasn't a great movie. So it's a little bit of sentimental. Still, it is quite an emotionless picture a lot of the time. So I'll probably give it a B, somewhere in the middle somewhere. So that'd be what, a 5 out of 10 or something. I don't know. It's probably one of my least favorite TOS films actually, because I'd put Wrath of Khan first, and then it would probably be a toss up between. Search for Spock or Voyage Home. Those are both pretty good. And
So PvP. So then, basically, how many? Are you saying just under 2 hours would probably be your appropriate amount of time?
I'd want to cut it under 2 hours. I mean, I'd have to rewatch the film to actually, take a note of the time. The scenes that I could actually cut to be accurate. But I'd want to get it under 2 hours for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Let's catch up just a bit here. Professor does say to Aravic Sonder, definitely IHOP. Professor says IHOP for the coffee alone. See, but I don't drink coffee, Professor, so I guess I'm deprived. IHOP coffee is really good. I'll give you that, Professor. A professor says, out of the director's edition 4K release, see, I don't have the 4K, but I do have the director's cut on DVD. Don't take any of it out. Okay, if the 4K has improved it,
Take it out.
well, then, yeah, I mean, that would roughly change a lot of people's view on it. And then, of course, Sifdan said to PvP, so roughly 2 hours or a little longer for the Star Trek TMP, yeah. Or at least just under 2 hours, Dan. I think that's what PvP was also aiming at.
Yeah, I'd like to cut it as much as I could, but I wouldn't want to cut any of the stuff with the crew because I think most of
the interaction with the crew is
good.
vital. Yeah, it was vital.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Any of it.
And all the stuff going on with Spock was interesting too, because we get back to him when he's on Vulcan, trying to basically erase all of his emotions in that opening sequence with Spock. So I really like the Spock stuff a lot because he was kind of distant from the crew at first before he kind of remembered why he did have a friendship with them that was so strong. But yeah, I'd keep all the crew stuff and cut most of the special effects, I think.
So, tell me, is the motion picture the longest Star Trek film, or is it one of the older ones that's longer than this one, or the newer ones?
I think it's pretty much the longest, isn't it, guys?
Of the old original cast members, yes.
Yeah.
This is the longest.
Because, I mean, what other ones? I think Star Trek 6, that's what, around an hour and 50 or...
Hour and 40-something, hour 50-something, yeah.
So that's a lot shorter. And then Wrath of Khan is under 2 hours. I remember that. And I think, actually, isn't Search for Spock like around 90-something minutes? That might be the shortest of all of them, actually. And then Voyage Home was probably, I think, maybe an hour and 45 or something. So, yeah, most of them were
3 through 5 is about hour 30, hour 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, 5 could be a lot shorter than that in my book.
Yeah, I love 5.
Oh, yeah. I did not care for that film.
Yeah, because I was trying to sort of gauge, well, what's the average length of a Star Trek movie then? About an hour, 45 minutes?
Hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the average length. A lot of films, kind of fall into that ballpark range, I think. So.
Hey, PvP, see if you can say this from Eric Sonder. Go ahead.
What did you think of the wormhole scene, PvP? I thought it was okay. I mean, I think they could have cut some of the wormhole stuff too. Actually, they could have shortened
that was
up.
awesome. You did that perfect.
If you do that, then you have to cut the scene with McCoy and Kirk in his quarters.
Oh. Well, any scene with Kirk and McCoy, I always enjoy. So
I had one. I'm going good. I don't need them.
I don't know. I mean, I just think it's not. Unfortunately, I don't think it's a film you can really. I don't think you can really improve the film a whole lot, no matter what you cut. Really, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, what was this? The best thing you probably could do for this film is do the pacing correctly. It's the pacing that drags it out for most people, probably. If you make the pacing just right, then the movie will not feel it's like 4 hours long instead of 2 hours and 13 minutes or whatever.
Star Trek the Motion Picture is 2 hours 16 minutes. The next one is Star Trek 2009 at 2 hours 7 minutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Jeff is saying that the motion picture was longest with 2 hours and 12 minutes. But as I said, Jeff, they did add to the director's cut, which is not the 4K, but it is the, Robert Wise's cut of the film, his own choices. And that did add up to 2 hours and 23 minutes, including the end credits. I timed it myself from my
TMP
DVD player.
Is 2 hours 16 minutes, and the next longest is Star Trek Into Darkness at 2 hours 12 minutes.
Yeah, And then and then he says Into Darkness, the Abrams thing was actually the longest, 2 hours and 13 minutes. Okay, well,
Yeah, I
that
really
kinda
don't
makes
like.
sense.
I really don't
Yeah.
like that movie.
Right, he is
Oh, like
talking
any
about
of the new ones.
theatrical releases. That's true. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't
Yeah,
care
Yeah,
for Abrams films.
I mean, I would say is that I found in the Darkness entertaining, but then after rewatching it a lot of times, I found it actually it got worse the more I watched it over and over
Thank
again.
you.
Because I found it as a Wrath of Khan ripoff after a while. I did. I saw it as a ripoff.
It is a
Well,
ripoff.
they were bringing Khan back in, but I think Cumberbatch was totally miscast as Khan. I couldn't believe him as Khan for a second watching
Because
that
he
movie.
was an Indian descent.
Yeah, they botched it. I just think the whole film was botched. In the
They
writing stage.
the comic adaptation of Star Trek 2009 says that Khan, Ricardo Montalban, Khan, is the one that was in Into Darkness, but they changed his face so no one could recognize him. So how did they change his voice? Because he sure didn't sound like Khan.
Yeah. I just thought it was one of the most boring films I ever saw. I really
Yep.
hated it. I sat there after about 40 minutes. I was looking at my watch more than I was looking at the screen, thinking, please let this end soon. Please let this end.
I left after
Ugh.
2 minutes.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was crap right from the start. Like that opening scene with all the people on the planet running around like a bunch of idiots. I was like, what is this? you know. Yeah.
I'm
That's my
sorry, I've
very
never
least.
done this before at any movie theater, and I never will again. But I wanted to save a lot of people a lot of money, and I didn't want this film to be successful. And I came out of that theater and I said, save your money, folks. It's no good.
Yeah. It really sucked. I mean, it's my very least Star Trek film. I don't even really consider the JJ films to be real Star Trek. But if I
Nope.
do call it a Star Trek film, it was the bottom of the barrel for me. I absolutely despise Into Darkness. I mean, I hate that film.
Say it's a reboot. Now 2009 did say that they were in a parallel universe, so that
Oh
means a
yeah,
reboot.
yeah, it's a different
So why
timeline or
can't they
whatever.
say that all of the new Trek shows are reboot as well?
Right.
They could
Okay.
say they're in a parallel universe as well.
Well, isn't Discovery
Well, it
and
was
all that
obvious.
in another timeline or something like a Kelvin
Yeah.
timeline or
Well,
something?
Kelvin Universe. It was obvious. I mean, when I watched it, now, you guys may not agree with me as far as Benedict Cumberbatch goes, but I mean, I think he did a decent role. Obviously, he wasn't Khan in a literal sense, because we all know Ricardo set the bar so high. I don't think anybody could ever reach that. But bar none. Yeah. So I mean, so like I said, there was really high expectations when this second one came out, because everybody said, well, Ricardo's already set that bar. Nobody's going to come close to what he even did. But then it was kind of insulting that you do have someone like Benedict. I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked what he tried to do for the role. Of course, he did his own stunts too. So that's saying something. But the thing is, he couldn't reach the character as accurately as Ricardo, because Ricardo comes from that kind of background, Eastern and all that.
Well,
And
that's because JJ told him don't try to be anything like Rathacon.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So
make it your own.
Not to do that. I understand, but I think they could have found maybe a more native person other than Cumberbatch.
A real Indian. Yes.
Yeah, that would have made a lot of sense if they got
A
an
real
actual
Sikh.
Indian actor. And I'm sure they could have found one that had some resemblance to Khan. I'm sure they could have. They looked hard enough, right? So, yeah, I think
if they tried hard enough. That's the thing. The writers.
Yep.
The writers want you to make believe that it's like a mirror. Well, yeah, the writers, and Abrams too has a bit to blame for that. He's wanting you to believe that because
These
it's canon,
writers can't
that they
write.
think it's more of like a mirror universe because everything was
writers.
done different. It was done opposite. That was all done opposite.
Well, that's bad advice to begin with, telling your actor, do not try to be Khan. Do something original. Like, okay, you're telling.
Well, they said that with everybody except Bones and Spock. They said, be Bones and Spock. Emulate. But when they said to Kirk, they said, Chris, do it your own way. Don't do William Shatner.
That's right.
Yeah, I just think it was flawed advice to say don't try to do anything similar to Wrath of Khan, when
Yeah.
Wrath of Khan is by far the most popular Star Trek movie. I say by a majority of fans, I would guess.
Yeah.
So I think it was just bad advice. Just to try
What about
go
George
off.
Takei in the third movie? He went nuts when he found out that Sulu was gay. Excuse me?
Oh,
You are gay. No, Sulu's not gay.
I think he was upset that they made the character gay. Was what
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Actually, Jay. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, that's just I don't like that retcon
Ain't that
type
weird?
writing,
He's gay and he's mad that Sulu's gay.
which doesn't
Wow.
make sense either, right? Because I mean, go back to an episode like Mirror Mirror, and you've got that great scene with Uhura, and
Yeah.
Sulu has obviously got the hots for Uhura on the bridge there, right?
Right.
So it's obvious.
We
that
can
TOS is
understand
not-
his point of view, but
Yeah.
he's gay. Why would you fight that?
I think he didn't like the character being changed, basically. As an actor.
Yeah,
I think
he
didn't
didn't.
like him screwing with the character.
He wanted Sulu to be straight because apparently
Yeah.
Sulu was straight in the TV show. And I'm
Yeah,
going like,
exactly.
wow, the only gay actor that doesn't want his character to be gay. Wow.
Oh, I got to give Takai a nod there, of respect for wanting his character to be treated and written in a faithful way to the original character, right? So, I do
Yeah.
give him a little bit of respect for standing up for that.
That I do. And I'm glad that, what's his name that got killed by his own car, he fought J.J. Abrams and said, please, let me be more Russian. Because Chekhov was Russian, but he wasn't Russian in the show. And he said, yes, he was. He said, please. He said, all right, go do it.
Right. That was the what was the name of that actor that played Chekhov? It was
I wish I could remember it. I'm drawing a blank.
do you want to look it up there, Jay?
Yeltsin.
Yeah, that's it. Anton Yeltsin. Yelkin. Yelkin. Yeah, it was Yelkin. Yelchin.
Sounds Russian, doesn't it?
It does.
It
I
does,
thought he
and
was-
I agree with him. No, I do agree with him.
Sounds
That
Russian.
should have
His
been more
name
Russian.
sounds
I
Russian
agree.
anyway.
I thought his
Yeah.
Chekhov was one of the better things about the
Yeah.
Abrams films, actually. I
Was.
liked him as Chekhov. I thought he was quite good.
Weaker.
So let's catch up for just a moment, guys. So Arabic said they fixed that in Discovery, though. Yeah. Sci-Fi Fan said, did they make Into Darkness into a remake of Wrath of Khan on purpose, or was it by accident? I think it was on
No,
purpose.
that's purpose.
I think it was on purpose.
I think they tried.
And Arabic, right?
Yeah.
And Arabic said we saw
Because in
Sulu's
Star
daughter.
Trek 3, they destroyed the Enterprise.
Right, but then Arabic
So-
said
and
that
they
confirmed
destroyed
that J.J.
it in,
Clark is an alternate timeline. Right. Anton
Yeah.
Yelkin. There it is. Yep.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
tragic. His career was just starting, and then he gets.
So
run
I
over
guess
by
Star
his own
Trek
car.
4, they're going to go see some whales.
There are rumors. I don't know. Are they actually in production on that, or is that still just kind of a rumor
Actually,
going around?
I know a little bit about it.
Okay.
Gonna see his father.
They are looking for new actors to play the parts
Okay.
because all of the 6 remaining stars in these JJ movies have, except for Sulu character, they have all become big Hollywood stars with big budget, asking money. So they're not going to pay that because, one, they can't get the backing for that much money and they're wanting a less budget. so they're having to find new actors. But the cast is not having any of it, so they're trying to negotiate with Paramount. So it's going to be a while before they get things straightened out.
So you got a
So we don't
standoff.
know if they are going to go
Or
with
never.
a rookie or with a new one. I'd say go with a
Or
new one.
never.
Yeah, I
Oh,
definitely agree that it's a
From what I
standoff.
heard, they are definitely doing it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's true. At the rate they're going at the pace, they probably won't make a new movie till about 2030, and then by that time, it would just be better to either do a sequel or just do a pure reboot of the Star Trek J.J. Abrams movies. Then,
Oh,
I
this is,
think it was
from what
a
I hear,
reboot.
this is going to be a reboot of a reboot.
Yes, reboot over reboot. That's what I heard. Yeah.
A retread of a
Because
Well,
retread.
Eric-
Chris Hemsworth is nowhere in this movie now.
Right. Now, I just want to say here real quick. Aravic said that Anton Yelkin was in an excellent movie called Odd Thomas. Yes, believe it or not, Aravic, I saw that film. I don't know if we own it, but we've seen it. I've seen it. And yes, he did a really good job in that film to be out of the, even if it was for one film that he was out of the, the Chekhov type of character. And Anton Viktorovich Yelkin is a born Russian. Yes, he is. And also, Aravic says, I heard that they wanted to do a TNG reboot, which would be horrible, in my opinion. Yes, I agree.
They already kind of did that with Picard season 3, didn't they? I mean, when they
Yeah.
brought all the TNG.
Yeah, they did,
characters
actually.
back.
Yeah, that's true.
And
They did.
I
They-
watched 5 episodes and I gave up because I thought it was crap.
Yeah.
You know.
Stewart is in negotiation with Paramount about, well, not in negotiation. He is talking to Paramount. Paramount is just listening and not talking to him. He wants Paramount to do a Picard theatrical movie.
well,
I guess that's another way to lose $1 billion.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Plus, they sort of did that in the Next Generation movies.
Well, yeah, and that's when he was still young enough to be convincing. I mean, I think Patrick Stewart should really hang it up. I mean, he's getting so
Talk
long
about
in the
the
tooth
search
now.
for Geritol.
Yeah,
Hey, if Paramount
he
wants to
doesn't
lose $1 billion, just send me a check for $1 billion and I spend it.
Paramount, please send me a check for $80 million and I will get you the greatest Star Trek movie ever. I guarantee you, because I know how to do it.
Yeah,
I
and
tell you
what's that?
something,
It will be just like the Wrath of
fans
Khan.
out here can create,
Yeah,
create better Star Trek films than some I have seen.
yeah, Gorilla Anton Yelkin unfortunately died in an automobile accident.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
didn't put his emergency brake on when he got to the end of his gate, and he got out to open the gate, and the car ran him over,
Yeah,
pinned him against the gate.
basically, yes.
Yeah.
And by the time that they found him, he was dead.
Yeah, quite a bizarre
Or
death,
dying.
really. Very strange death.
Yeah, and Aravic said, no, I'm in for the next movie. And then he said, yeah, it's a new cast to play TNG characters. So there you go again, Sifdan. They're going to do a reboot of a reboot and put it in brand new people you've never heard of before, to reboot TNG.
Well, it's cheaper to do with rookies than big name stars.
That's right. Let's
And
put
besides-
Commodore Boone in there. Let's put Commodore Boone in there.
Chris Pine has had 3 movies that sucked, so why would he be paid big bucks if he can't make good movies, acting good movies?
No, Chris Pine was in that movie Runaway.
He was in
Great.
Wonder Woman 1984, which sucked. He was in Dungeons and Dragons that sucked. He was in another one that sucked.
Well, he
Hey,
was
like
in that
Lucky
train
movies.
movie. Yeah, but he did that train movie Unstoppable, which was actually cool. That was
Unstoppable,
good.
yeah. He was in that.
I loved Unstoppable. I like that.
That was
movie.
decent.
Yeah, Matt and I both agree on that one. Yeah,
And that was based on a true story.
it was, yes.
Oh,
He did a few good movies there, Jay. Maybe a lot of stinkers, but there were a few that Chris Pine actually did pretty
I'm
good
not
in.
saying that the movie wasn't good. I'm just saying it did horrible at the box office, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So if he is in movies that are what's the word? Unprofitable for the studio,
Unprofitable. Right.
then why would they give him $80 million or $20 million a movie? And I haven't seen Quinto in anything in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman that plays Uhura, she's been in multiple big bang profitable Marvel movies. So she's worth the amount. So has the guy that plays Scotty. He was in several Mission Impossible great movies.
And some not well. And he was actually the first person you were talking about was Zoe Saldana, and she's played Gamora, in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. So yeah, she's done that pretty well. As for Simon Pegg, well, Simon Pegg is more of a comedic movie guy, but he has done a few serious movies that he was pretty good in. Yeah, those two those two, in my opinion, those two do demand the financial respect. But as for the others, I don't know. It's hard to say. It really is.
Put Commodore Boone in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart looks like crap, and he's 83 years old. And William Shatner is 92, 93 years old, and he looks like he's 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not my point. If they do a Captain Picard movie, it'll bomb so hard because he looks so damn old that the audience will not take him seriously. They won't.
It's just not his look; it's the way his voice sounds now. He sounds
Like
he's
I
just
said.
running out of gas, right?
Yeah.
It's horrible. I don't like
They
listening
used
to him.
Does he
They
sound like
used
he's
to call they used to call the original series movies. The next movie should be The Search for Geritol. Picard,
Grandpa Pooper.
Stewart actually looks like he's looking for a jar of Geritol.
Yeah. Let's just catch up again here, guys, real quick. So, Sci-Fi Sit Down said Patrick Stewart didn't age well. He looks old, so old and aged like milk. He didn't age like fine wine like William Shatner. Work on your little spelling there, young man. Patrick Stewart. I'm sorry, it was spell check or freak show. Give me a break. Patrick Stewart didn't age well. Okay, you redid it, but Shatner is Shatner. Shatner. Yeah. So you redid yourself. Okay. Aravic said, I think Paul Wesley is a better Kirk than Chris Pine. That might be true. Gorilla said, just order me a mattress topper that's 3 inches and has cooling gel and is a pillow top. Can't wait to try it Monday when it arrives. He said he got it half price for $31. Nice, Gorilla.
Oh, it's important to have a good mattress. Yeah, I got my new mattress a month ago, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
I like those my pillows.
Yeah, and Gorilla said he also just ordered a laptop cooling pad with 7 fans, 2 USB ports, and a cell phone stand for $15.
Somebody's rich.
Nice.
Hey, he's a rich gorilla. What can you say? He's a rich ape.
7 fans to 2 USB ports. Boy, this guy's moving on up, I tell you.
Maybe we should ask him.
Hey, Willie.
Look at his new avatar. I mean, that looks like a guy that's doing all right, you know.
Yes, paid my banana.
Like that detective chimp that was on in the 70s or 60s.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Was that Link? Link something? Something Link?
It featured the guys from it featured both the guys. It had a big gorilla, and it featured the guys from F Troop, Larry Storch and Forrest
Oh,
Tucker.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's cool.
Yeah, it was what was the name of that, Jay? Look it up, please.
It was something Link, I think.
Chimp. Let me look it up.
The Missing Link?
drawing a
The
blank.
Missing Link, maybe?
No.
No.
It wasn't Lancelot Link, was it? Lancelot Link? No, probably not.
Lancelot Link. That's it.
Oh, Lancelot Link? Okay. There you go.
I don't know where my memory stores that stuff, guys, but it's in there somewhere.
Sorry.
Lancelot Link.
Lancelot Link. It didn't last very long.
Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp.
That's it, Secret Chimp. Yeah.
There you go, Secret Chimp. Yeah. Good call. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I don't know how I remember that. I really don't.
That would have drove me nuts if I didn't get it. So
I just remember. I don't know. This stuff just pops into my brain, and I haven't thought about it in like 30
Pops
or
into
40
your
years.
palm.
Like, wow. Because I don't even think I ever saw the show. Actually, come to think of it, I've heard about it, but
I saw some in TV Land when it was really TV Land.
Okay.
yeah. It didn't.
I
how
wish
many
I had
episodes-
Me TV. They're coming out with a Me TV Toon channel, and I want to get that.
Yeah. Well, Jay, how many?
You don't get Me TV.
No, I don't have cable. If my cable company does get Me TV and Me TV Toons, I may just go back to cable.
Yeah, I do have Me TV on my cable here, actually, Jay.
Yeah.
I've just got the basic package, but I think it does include Me TV because last time I haven't turned the TV on in a couple of years because I'm always on YouTube now, but it did have Me TV, last time I checked. So it's a pretty good channel. The only thing I don't like about Me TV is they edit the hell out of the programs, right? They'll cut like a 50-minute show down to like 40-something minutes, right?
Yeah, they got to have more commercials to make it free.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp, came out in 1970. It lasted one full season till 1971, and it was an American action adventure comedy that aired on Saturday mornings. Yeah, from September 12th, 1970 to January 2nd, 1971. Then it was rebroadcast the following season, and it had Larry Storch, it had Mel Blanc doing the voice of the chimp. Bernie was Baron von Butcher, Dayton Allen, who was Commander Darwin. The narrator of the show was Malachi Throne. Remember, he was in the TOS episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Joan Gerber played Mata Hari, or Harry, the female chimp. Debbie the chimpanzee was Mata Hari. That was the real name of the chimpanzee, but Joan Gerber did the voiceover for her. And then Stephen Hoffman was the singer of Evolution Revolution songs. So, yeah, Lancelot Link's Secret Chimp. Well, I did remember one of the original guys in there with Larry Storch. Yeah, so. Yeah, that was
paid by bananas.
Yeah, save my banana.
Paid by bananas.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a fun series. But not too many episodes. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just looking up Malachi Throne. He was in Star Trek, wasn't he? The original
He
series.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Commodore. He was in the Menagerie Part 1 and 2.
He was also, it says he was in the pilot episode, The Cage, as well. He would voice the Keeper, or the voice of the Keeper.
Yeah. And he was in Batman series. He played Mr. Freeze.
It says he played False Face. Actually.
He didn't play Mr. Freeze. He played False Face.
False Face. I'm sorry. Well, I knew it was with an F.
Freeze by the way, he came back in Next Generation playing a Romulan senator in the two-part episode Unification, it says here, too. So, yeah.
I think he also played a...
Okay,
I thought he
side by side.
played something in Enterprise. Some alien.
Yeah.
I thought. I liked him in The Next Generation. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he might have done something in Voyager or DS9. Let me look him up.
Malachi Throne. Yeah, it's Malachi and then Throne.
Yeah, I'm looking him up here, and I don't see anything past Next Generation where he played a character called
Throne.
Mardek.
Yeah, Malachi Throne. Well, wait. So then, who played Mr. Freeze again in the Batman series? Who played Mr. Freeze?
3 different people.
3 different people. Okay.
Would you move? Dang phone is closed up.
I can't look up anything because I'm cutting grass. See that? I got a whole acre. I got a whole acre over there waiting on me to hit.
Wow, that's a lot of grass.
Hey,
I just got 1 acre done, and I got to trim it now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Jim, are you trimming the grassy knoll? Is there something we should know?
Don't be a smart ass, Sonny.
I just got to ask,
Smartass,
Jim, do you
son.
get paid by the acre or by the yard that you cut? Just curious.
I get paid by the month.
Oh, that's good. So you got like a monthly contract thing. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, he's got
contract.
I love that.
If it turns brown, I still get paid.
That's good.
Yeah.
You gotta have contracts to protect yourself in those kind of jobs.
You got it.
Yeah. He does an acre. Woo! He does an acre. He does grass. Woo woo ka-choo.
You know,
Gorilla. Hey, Gorilla.
I just got done doing 3 acres earlier, and I'm over here doing 2 acres. Total of 5 acres all day.
All right, guys. My one avatar, or like, all right, I got a question for y'all. My one YouTube avatar that doesn't look right with it only being half a thing. I need your guys' opinion. Which one should I go with here?
Okay.
Like Lancelot Tim.
Okay.
So this is the one that's half, right? The one that we're looking at now is only half, you're saying?
It's only half, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that, by the way.
But I just shared it. Mikey has to put it on there. On the screen.
I like it.
I can't see it because I got to do some trimming.
That's all right, Jim.
A little off the side,
all right, Mikey,
please.
you got to add it to the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wish the woman that cut my hair last time knew how to do trimming because she sure screwed it up.
Okay, I got you now.
Right.
So,
all right,
yeah, those are cool.
Jeez,
I'm leaning
like,
towards the last one.
Right now.
You look like Al Capone or something in these, Gorilla.
Yeah.
You look like
I can't
Gangster
get
Gorilla.
it to regenerate. Yeah, the one I got right now I can't regenerate, but this was the one I was making here. I'm looking at the last one. I like the last
one that you have, so go with the second one.
I go with the second one. Yeah, the second one. I agree.
I think the other ones make you look real mean and nasty. You look too somber in the other ones. And you're not somber
there's a
like
reason
that.
I'm on 26 government list right now. Because there's a reason I'm on 26 government watch list.
Have you noticed the helicopters flying over your house there, Gorilla?
I've noticed that people keep talking crap about me, because I'm part of the evil side, I'm part of the degenerate side.
Well, I think the one you're using now is more happy-go-lucky, but you say you can't get the full circle or whatever. So try the second one. I vote for the second one here.
I do too. I vote for that second one for you, Gorilla.
Okay.
Anyway, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, do you want me to take
I was liking that last one though. I was liking that last one though.
Oh, the last one. Okay, again, the one on the far right.
No, I think you look too sinister in the last one. You look like you're planning a murder or something in that one. I don't know.
Yeah, let's not say that M word here, please.
Let's not do that. We don't have thought crime in this country, so I can think whatever I want.
Okay, there you go. Well,
I just
we
think
still,
the second one
I
looks the best.
personally, yeah, I personally still think the second one is more
Why don't
you.
you could always generate some more images and let us know when you've got them ready,
Yeah.
Sure.
and we can all vote
Absolutely.
again.
Yeah. Or you know what? Put them in your community page with each picture
Yeah.
there,
And then
and we can vote on it on the poll. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, that's what we could do.
Yeah, the second one looked like Lancelot Link.
Possibly.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Stop. Give me some.
Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah,
know
'cause
what? We
that'd be,
haven't even asked you, Gorilla, about Star Trek the Motion Picture. Like I said, based on a director's cut, which says it's 2 hours and 23 minutes. What would you cut it down to if you were the director or producer of it? And then go ahead and give us your final grade and either out of 5 or out of 10 stars for the film.
Hey, I can cut that. I can cut that movie down to 15 minutes.
Cut it down by
Just show
15
them warp
minutes.
it out. They run into V'ger. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
how's
warp
the
them out to
resolution?
V'ger, and they go in. Knock does the mind meld. They see V'ger. They see Decker beaming off the thing. Roll credits.
Yeah.
He's
15
saying
minutes.
cut it down to 15 minutes, not
I
down 15 minutes.
Whoops.
Yeah, 15 minutes is pretty short, Gorilla.
Gorilla, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. Come on back, man.
Oh no, Gorilla!
I hit the wrong button.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, it was.
You
I was
don't
just
like
trying to take out
Gorilla.
his.
You
Okay.
voted Gorilla? Oh no!
Oh no, that was a mistake. No, I tried to. No, I just went. Oh, there he is. Sorry, Gorilla. My fault.
We're kidding.
I'm a technological retard. Sorry.
Hello, Germ.
Hey, welcome back. I'm sorry. I'm a retard. No, I
hello,
was just taking out your design. I wasn't trying to take you out. And I was like, geez, get the damn wrong thing.
That's
Hey,
your
I'm
story, and you're
human.
sticking to it, right, Mikey?
I'm sticking with that. Oh, no.
Oh, what did we lose? Somebody else here? Somebody disappeared?
We lost somebody.
Well, we lost Jim.
Did we lose Jim? Oh, yeah. Well, that's probably true because he's trimming. He's working
He's
and
got to
stuff.
do that trimming.
Yeah, he does. So I'm sorry, Gorilla.
We lost
So
Matt.
you would say just under 2 hours for the film, right? Your honest opinion?
No, I can cut it down to 15 minutes.
Really, 15 minutes?
Seriously,
Wow, that's
I can
radical.
cut it down
Yeah.
to 15 minutes. Just have them go, Kirk, you need to do this, especially your most experienced. Have a beam up, tell Decker to get off his bridge, warp out to V'ger, go have Spock do a mind meld with it, then have Decker beam off into V'ger and warp away.
Wow. So you could sell all that in 15 minutes, right? If you were doing the film.
Yes.
Wow.
Don't you think audiences might be upset though that they paid good money to see a 15-minute movie? I'm just saying,
Oh yeah. Well, no, I mean, I like
Well,
I don't care.
Gorilla's opinion because he's being honest.
Hey, I'd be upset if I paid $20 there and I had to sit there and watch 3 hours of them just circling around the ship showing it off.
Well, yeah, there's a few people that probably do feel that way about all
Oh
that
my God.
that long
Yeah.
V'ger stuff. Yeah, I can't argue with
True.
that actually, Gorilla.
Yeah, true. Oh no,
I mean,
I
I
agree.
even got
not
a bit
even just
bored that
V'ger. I'm talking about that 3 hours in the beginning of the film where they're in that little that dinky little like
The shuttle.
me of a
The
shuttle there.
bringing
circling
them
the
to
ship.
show out the ship. Yeah.
The shuttle pod.
Actually,
Yeah,
I like
maintenance.
that's one of my favorite sequences. So when they go up to the
And
Enterprise, so.
they call it a travel pod.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if
excuse me
you-
shuttle.
It's better than Sulu popping the clutch in 2009.
Yeah. What was the? Oh, okay. So then, Gorilla, what was your grade on the film itself when you
Hey,
first saw
anybody
it?
who gives that film other than an F is a shill for Paramount.
So are we saying you gave it an F, my friend? Is that what you're saying? Just saying.
Mikey,
Yeah,
Mikey,
well, it's like a C minus because it's so slow pace. Like I fell asleep every time I watch it. I fall asleep. I mean, it's a cure for.
Okay.
Mike,
Well, that's
can you
honest.
hear me?
Yeah.
Mikey, can you
I
hear me?
fall asleep during the
Yeah. Go ahead,
interlude.
Dan. Yeah. Go ahead, Dan.
Because I want to show you guys a possible new avatar idea I have right here. I'm going to show it right now. If it works here. There it is right there. If you're able to see it. You can go full screen on StreamYards right there if you want to. Show off my new avatar if you want.
Do you guys hear my trigger?
What do you guys think about that possible new avatar YouTube idea I have right there?
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I like that.
All right, guys, I got a new set here. I got a new set. Which one do you?
Okay,
I'm
let me
liking this
take a
third
look.
one. I'm liking the third
Okay,
and fourth one
and
really
you said-
good.
Okay.
The third and fourth ones.
In this, I would say, what do you think, PvP? I'd say the third one. I would say the third one.
Well, Gorilla, and answer me this: what message are you trying to send to your audience? What message are you trying to send to them?
Would you rather get paid by banana?
Something that but I'm liking that third and fourth one.
I like the second one.
I like the grass right over there.
Well, yeah, I would say if you're trying to
PvP, what
shop,
about you?
Yeah, German and I both think 3 is the best of those. Yeah, German and I both at least think that.
I would say the first one because it makes Gorilla look like a real business gorilla to do business with.
Well, he does. So very mobster. Yeah, the third one for sure. Yeah, Resolute, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, definitely. So, what do you think, Gorilla? You think you'd probably use that third one probably as another avatar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey guys,
think
this is great.
think-
Yeah. Okay, there's another set. Okay. Yes, that one. Yes. Yes.
No, I didn't.
That makes you okay to me, and I think maybe Resolute agrees, but I think that makes you more bossy for sure, like you're running a syndicate or something. You know, like the guys from TOS, a piece of the action. You know, if you want to talk about TOS, that's perfect for that. You know, a piece of the action. Yeah, that episode. Yeah,
Hey, some
very
people
cool.
change the names every 2 weeks. Me, I'm changing avatars like every. Because at least this is something of my own thinking with a little bit of help, but versus the other one is one I found just off of
Yeah.
Google.
Well, this is an interesting avatar for mine, and I actually. Oh, hey, PvP. He's Snake Plissken.
Did
Yeah.
somebody say changing avatars? I got a whole bunch I could switch on here.
Yeah, I have only a couple. I like the fact that this one I don't use very often, but it's basically a cable, right? It looks more like a cable connection or something.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. Yeah, it looks like a USB plug or something.
USB port.
Yeah. Hey, did we lose Brother Jay? Did he say he was?
Oh no,
stepping
we
away?
just lost Brother Jay. Oh,
Yeah. 'cause
well, I
don't
know
see
we
him.
lost. We did lose Matt. We lost Matt Arnold. It looks like. Did Matt just have to go, Jim? Yeah, because
All right.
it's weird. Yeah, because we just like I said, we lost Matt. And I figured maybe Matt had to go, But now we just lost Jay, and I don't know, maybe we just lost his connection. I don't know, on his
Could
phone
be
or
internet.
something.
Could be internet stuff. Yeah.
Internet. Arabic said to you, Gorilla. He said you should do Gorilla Grad at some point.
There's my
Gorilla
Ilya
Grad. What does he
Kuryakin.
mean by that? I don't
Ilya
want
Kuryakin avatar here.
to. Yeah, I feel that David McCallum. I feel it. Yes.
Yeah, well, when
Hey,
he
what's
passed
Gorilla
on,
Grodd?
killed a great stream about him.
Hey,
What was
Gorilla Grodd. I don't know. Is he thinking of Grodd, the guy that was the gorilla that was the villain in the Super Friends? I guess Grodd or whatever his name was. He was like a
Grodd is a DC villain. I think he's one of I'm not sure
with an O. Yeah, Gorilla Grodd. Yeah,
I'm not sure what Rose Gallery
a
he is
DC
part of.
villain. Yes. Yeah, Aravic agreed with you. Dan. He is a DC villain. Yes, he goes up against the Super Friends. He's part of the Legion of Doom. Gorilla Grodd. Yeah.
Well, I do have a question. Which Rose Gallery is he part of?
He's part of the Legion of Doom that's led by Lex Luthor and Chitara. You know, that goes up against Wonder Woman and all. You know.
Well, let me rephrase it. For Batman, it's Joker. For Wonder Woman, it's Cheetah. For Flash, it's that mirror guy that does mirrors to trap the Flash in as their
the
main
yellow Flash guy. Yeah, there you go, Gorilla. Yeah, that's good.
My point is that which type of villain is it that does Gorilla Grodd belong to, in which heroes Rose Gallery of villains?
Gorilla Grodd. Let me see. Okay,
according
let's go over it again. Okay, so yeah, Batman has his Joker and Penguin. Robin, helps Batman. So I don't. Well, actually, Robin's weakness was Poison Ivy. So, maybe that would be his weakness. Would be Poison Ivy. Superman, of course, went against Bizarro. That other weird Superman. He also went against Doomsday and let's see. Yeah, so Cheetah, Chitara, whatever her name was against Wonder Woman. Sinestro was against Green Lantern. Yeah, I don't know. Gorilla Grodd. I think he went up against not Black Adam, but whoever the Lightning guy was. That maybe that was him or some other. Sometimes Grodd went up against Batman. Sometimes he went up against Superman. I don't know. It's weird.
So you're
and
saying
Flash went against the Yellow Flash. Yeah,
he must have been pretty formidable then to go up against Batman and Superman. I'm guessing.
Well, the only reason that I know,
yeah, he's a Flash guy.
Well, the only reason I know Gorilla Grodd was from the DC cartoon era, and from what I hear, he's mainly a DC villain or a Flash villain.
Yes.
Yeah, the 2000s era of the Justice League cartoons. I've seen those.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's Jay. Sorry, Jay. Hey, welcome back. I didn't see you there until just now. Sorry.
Mikey's got blinders on, Jay. I'm telling you.
He was a Flash character.
Gorilla Grodd?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, Gorilla, I do like that new avatar of yours. I like it. Definitely right. You. Yeah, I do, man. We're being sincere. I am, at least. I hope.
Yeah, I'm trying. I got to start RoboCop here pretty soon, so I might have to bounce here in a little bit.
Okay, yeah, the RoboCop episodes. Yeah, we're gonna finish up here. Yeah, we're about ready to finish up here too, sir. So, well, okay. So let's go to one final thought. We'll start with you, PvP. Here, let's just do this real quick as we can. Okay, so PvP, tell us what's going on with you, and would you watch the motion picture ever again or no? Just let me know either way. So,
Well, as far as my channel, I just try to upload music playlists. Sometimes it'll be albums, or it might just be a selection of songs. Also have some music videos on there of different bands. So yeah, I haven't put anything up this weekend so far, and I don't know if I'll get around to it. And as far as the motion picture, it's pretty low on my rewatch list. I have to be honest. It's not a film I probably really ever need to actually watch again. I might watch it maybe at some point over the next, decade or two, if I ever get
Okay.
around to it. But I think I've probably seen it already 3 or 4 times over the years. So I don't think I
Yeah.
really need to watch it again because there is not a heck of a lot that actually goes on in the movie, sadly, story wise. So yeah,
All
yeah,
right, Gorilla.
it's low,
So,
low on the list.
well, yeah. All right, Gorilla. So, same thing. What's happening with you in the future on your channel? And would you ever watch this movie again or not?
Let's see. I'm not sure if I'll watch it. Like, I'll probably watch it again, but it's one of those. If I have absolutely nothing else going on, maybe. But there's other stuff. If I'm gonna watch any Star Trek movie again, it'd be Star Trek 4.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
As for my channel, Wednesdays we do 2 episodes of Justified. We're just finishing out season 5 and starting season 6 on Wednesday. For Cringe Talk this week, it's PvP's pick with Flash. Friday got fingered. Then next week will be my turn to torture people. Next week's Walter's episode. It's season 3, episode 12. The something John goes on a venture. I cannot remember the title of it. Then on
The Departure. It's called The Departure there, Gorilla.
The Departure. Then on Saturdays here, tonight we're going to decide if we're going to keep doing RoboCop or if we're going to switch to something else there. But we're doing 2 episodes of the TV series. And then for Cinema Sunday, we're doing a special Cringe Stock Cinema Sunday for the reboot of RoboCop 2014. Then, but I do got a poll in my community tab for what we do next. And right now, Starship Troopers is taking off.
Nice. Yeah, I like Starship Troopers. Okay, let's see. We've got Brother Jay. So, Brother Jay, would you ever watch this movie again? Yes or no? And what do you have upcoming for yourself, for your channel?
Just take a look at this awesome face.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That
that
is 15 years ago.
Wow.
You can't show porn on here.
I'm sorry. Dick Dirtley is here to stay.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's cool, man.
I just watched this movie just a couple of months ago, but I always fast forward when they are going in the cloud until the probe comes on board the Enterprise.
Yeah, until they actually get the feature, right? Yeah.
Now, what was the other part of the question?
Oh, just tell them the shows that you do with me, because I know usually it's you and me.
I don't do anything on my channel. I'm actually thinking about with Mikey to do a if he can help me figure out how to do StreamYard on my phone. I don't know if you can or not. But if it's possible, I would like to do the master on my channel. If not, then I'll just wait until we can do it on Mikey's channel. It's one of my greatest all-time shows of all time. It is about a ninja American who goes in World War II. He's serving in the war. After the war, he stays in Japan and he learns to be a ninja.
Yeah.
Well, he finds out he has a daughter, so he's going to leave the ninja to go find his daughter. Well, that's a no-no You don't ever leave the sect or you die. Well, they send his pupil, Okasa, after him.
Yeah.
And when he gets to the United States, he finds a man named Max Keller and starts training him as his new apprentice. And they try to find his daughter throughout the entire series, which is only maybe about 10 to 13 episodes, something like that. It's a great show, and I love it. But we're supposed to do a, what are we supposed to do tomorrow? Tomorrow at 2 or 1?
Tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern PM, 2 p.m. Central. We are doing our normal, what we call Sunday topic times. Yeah. So that's what we're doing tomorrow, me and Jay. And of course, everybody like today is invited. It's open panel, open chat. Like I said, the only thing I don't want to talk about is politics of any kind. But as long as we can avoid that, I mean, anything else is on the table. If we could talk about anything else. So, and if you have questions to ask any of the panel, ask us, because we'll give you the best answers we can. That's usually what the top times do. Yep. And we do have fun. We have a lot of fun with it. So anything is out there, we can throw it out there and just have some fun. So Mr. Jim, or should I say Admiral Jim of Landscape LLC, #1 Commodore Productions. Would you watch this movie again? Yes or no? And what have you got coming up for your channel, sir?
Hell yeah, I'll watch it. I watched the motion picture at least up to 20 times, and I've been watching it now and then. I do like it. It's a little long on the feature sequence, but hey, it's Star Trek, Hey, it's just
what it Star
is.
Trek, right? Yeah. And what have you got coming up, sir?
Since I'm a hardcore Trekkie, that's the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
Repair 4 trailer's out. Everybody know. Monday, we're only a day away or so. Get to see Repair 4, and Repair 5 is being, when I get time, worked on. I did my 2 Admirals. I got them done. I got to get them back in the editing room and cut each sequence out and put them in order so they all make sense and add more sounds and stuff like that. So, and there'll be another video coming out down the road. It's going to be called Promises, Promises, Promises. It's a Ferengi by himself talking about a bunch of crap that's going on. That's basically about it with that Ferengi. Talk about a stupid species, like you said earlier.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Promises, Promises, Promises. Okay.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of promises I know it's going to be put in there, so watch out.
All right, Sci-Fi Sif, Dan, it's your turn. What have you got? Oh, yeah. First, tell me, would you watch this movie ever again, yes or no? And then tell us about your channel.
I probably will not watch this movie for a long, long time.
Good.
Okay. And tell us about your channel.
To all your viewers and subscribers, and to all the panelists that, well, they know me already, but those that don't, Sci-Fi Sit Down, I usually cover different sci-fi TV shows or movies, depending how well versed I am in them. I do cover other areas like action, adventure, all that, depending how well versed I am in those. I try to upload a YouTube video once every week on Monday. I do my live streams 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific time on Saturdays, but I may change that if I do a second season. I am on other people's live streams and our panels if they will allow it. I do cross streams with other hosts if they will allow me to do a cross stream with them. But sadly, Mikey does not want me to do it on his, since there's no option on it. Beyond that, that's all I have to say. And I'll turn over to Mikey.
Well, we appreciate you actually being able to do these with us, Dan, because you have a younger perspective, which I really like, and I like hearing from you. So, because you do have such a fondness, not just for Star Trek, but you're a big, huge Star Wars fan, and I love Star Wars just as much as I do Star Trek. So, if you could fit both into the same universe, I think that would be very cool. I would like that. If you could mix the two together, just like they're trying to do with the DC EU and the MCU. Well, good luck with that, Kevin Feige. I don't think many people will get that
Who's
done.
doing that? I
Yeah, but
hadn't
that's
heard
just me.
anything
That's just
about
person.
DCU Marvel tie-in.
Right,
All right.
right.
All right. I have
Well,
to go.
As for me, yep.
Mm.
As for me, as you know, we do. Oh, we just lost somebody.
Yeah,
Who did we lose
Gorilla.
just now? Gorilla. Oh, I'm sorry. He probably had to go do his RoboCop thing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're almost done here. As for me, you guys all know on my MikeySuzeFour channel, underneath there where I have an introductory video known as a broadcast video. In the description, it gives you every single day of the week because now I'm working 7 days a week, putting out these webcams and live streams with open panel, open chat, so that everybody can get a chance to participate. Okay, Matt is back in. Hey, welcome back there, Matt Arnold. Thank you for coming back.
And
Mikey
y'all
Kendall's
hit that
done.
subscribe button so he can start
Yeah. So so make
so he can
sure.
start getting money.
Yeah. Oh,
Bananas.
hey Matt, is there anything else coming up for you? And would you want to watch this movie again? And then we're gonna finish up here pretty soon.
I probably would watch it again. I probably skip the long Beeger stuff and watch the actual movie. But
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing coming up from my channel, which I don't have it much on it. You'll
But
see me probably on Jim's channel, yours, and
yeah.
different ones, different places.
Well, we appreciate the work that you do with Jim to put together those great fan films. And like I said, as for me, you know my schedule. It's there on the front page of the MikeySuzeFour channel. Just briefly, Mikey Suze TV, which runs on Mondays. It's a webcam at 12 noon Eastern. Tuesdays, I go with Jay, and we do our live stream on the series The A Team, and we're just starting with season 2. We just got through season 1, so now we're starting with season 2 this coming Tuesday. That starts at 2 p.m. Eastern time, 1 o'clock Central for Jay. Then on Wednesday, I do early in the morning, usually right around 12:30 a.m. Wednesday morning. I do a webcam of The Greatest American Hero, and I'm just starting with, I believe, season 2 on that one pretty soon. Then on Thursday, we do a live stream with Jay based on 2 of the Saturday morning DC shows we watched, which were Secrets of ISIS and also the Shazam. And we're working on, I think, season 1, episode 9 of each, right, Jay? Yeah. So
I believe
we're
so.
working on that. And then on Friday is my brand new series I'm doing early in the morning on Friday mornings. I'm doing all 75, well, right now 74, but soon there's going to be a 75th episode next year on Red Dwarf. So I'll be doing every single episode of Red Dwarf over the course of the next few months and every Friday morning with my webcam. And then on Saturday, of course, we'll come back here. And the next film we're going to be covering is Star Trek III, The Search for Spock, which actually is a very good film. I really like it. And I think most of you guys do too. It's pretty good. So yeah, we're doing that next Saturday, and hopefully this time it won't be 3:45 like I did today. Again, I apologize for that, but I did finish with Gorilla's Waltz thing, which was cool. So yeah, 3 p.m. Yeah, we're hoping for 3 p.m. again. Eastern time next Saturday, 2 o'clock Central, and then of course on Sunday, tomorrow as well as next Sunday, we'll always have our Sunday topic times, which start a little bit just after A Question of Trek. And tomorrow might be earlier because since Professor Brainy has told us that there won't be any AQOT tomorrow, I might just do this around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, just keep the notification on for tomorrow. I'll set it up early Sunday morning. Just keep the notification on. And then if I do change it again, you'll see the changes occur as I do the notification. So that's tomorrow, every Sunday, but usually at 3 p.m. Eastern and 2 o'clock Central is when we do the topic times. So that's everything that's coming up. I'm busy 7 days a week, and I love being with you guys. I really do. You guys are, and gals that come join us in chat. All of you are awesome and specialists, and you are a member of our family. And as an extended community and family, we're doing the best we can to provide the best possible content and to make you enjoy our channels to put them on your permanent playlist so that you can always come in. And like I said, make sure you hit the like button today. Share it, please, with your family and friends. Make sure you do that subscribe button because we're only 28 away from 200. That's our first goal. We're at 172 right now, subscribers. And then, of course, hit that notification bell, the ding, 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 and make sure you hit all notifications so that you can be notified.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Exactly. Dong.
Ding dong.
But anyway, let me go ahead and thank everyone that was here real quick, and then we'll have a final prayer from Jay. First of all, hi, Sci-Fi Nation.
He was
Greetings,
fixing to call
everyone.
me Bert.
Jay.
He was about to call me Bert.
I was
What
not.
are you, Ernie?
Sucker.
I was not. Would you stop? Oh my God. Yes,
Mikey.
Sci-Fi Nation. And and Eric Saunders said that he'd still have to watch the director's cut. That's the only reason he'd watch it again. I totally understand, sir. Okay, so we like to thank Eric Saunders, Sci-Fi Nation, who just came in. It's good to see you, Sci-Fi Nation.
Sci-Fi Nation, who's that?
Resolute Germ came, and we appreciate your Resolute
Who's
Germ.
that?
Matt Arnold, thank you for joining our panel today, as well as you, Jim, Admiral Jim Shepard
Story advisor.
from
Yep.
Landscape LLC. My brother Jay, of course, my other brother Sci-Fi Sifdan, and of course my other
I'd like
brother.
to thank my brother George.
Yeah,
really.
my other brother, Pleasant Valley Picker, also known as PvP, and Gorilla's Random Thoughts, my other brother. Thank you so much for all coming in today. We appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, there's Gorilla, and then Sci-Fi Sifdan, and let's see.
We're all brothers from another mother, fool.
Yeah,
Get
we're all
that
brothers,
right.
man. That's it. Yep, Professor Brandy Specs. Jeff, we'll see you tonight at the continuing tournament of Jet Nerdy. We'll see you there because I want to get some more points. I want to be in that top three, man. I definitely want to be in that. I want to be involved so
Good
much.
luck.
Yeah, there's Matt Arnold. Alrighty.
I ain't gonna be on there, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I can't get that many points.
Well,
Uh-oh.
I know it's difficult. It really is. Oh, and again, yes. I'm sorry, Professor. We wish you again happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday to
know
you.
you don't
Happy
look
birthday to you.
over
Happy
30,
birthday, dear
okay?
Professor. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Damn it.
Yeah, we know you don't look anything over 30, but I mean, lemon pie. Yep, and Sir Lemon Pie Scurvy was here. Thank you. Guys, did we lose Gorilla? Oh yeah, that's right, because he had to go do his
Yeah,
his thing.
Gorilla's going to be starting in about 7.5 minutes, guys. Just want to mention.
Okay, awesome.
Gorilla's
Yeah,
on his
I
pole.
may not make it there, but I will be at his thing on Sunday, Sunday Cinema. I will be there for that.
Oh,
Curtis,
explain that one.
yeah,
Yeah, really?
Curtis Selby was here.
You're gonna be on his thing?
You know what I mean. His live stream. Oh, jeez. Jim's, yep, there's Jim's Landscape. And, of course, my brother Jay, who just came in first and said, I never forget a face. I know you were
Sure
quoting
you
from
do.
Con. I know you were quoting from Con, so, yeah. Sci-Fi Nation has the director's cut on
Yeah,
DVD.
for a second I thought that's what we were doing today, but I forgot it's the motion picture.
Yeah. And then he says, would have been here early, but had to work. Hey, no worries, Jay. No worries at all. I mean, real life is more important, believe me, and we
I'm
understand.
not worrying about anything. What are you talking about?
Hey,
Hey,
I'm
I'm
still
just glad
working.
he's here. I'm just
still
glad
working.
he's in the chat.
Yeah,
So
there is that pesky work thing where you got to somehow figure out how to pay the rent, right? So
Yeah, but I don't
yeah, right.
work.
You gotta
Yeah.
figure that
Speaking
out.
of paying the rent,
Yeah.
I gotta fill my rent check in. I forgot.
We'll
Oh,
get to it,
man.
PvP.
Oh man!
Come on.
Yeah, but Mikey's saying I have to work. I don't have to work.
I know, brother. I know. But now you do have to work. I want to ask you to please do the final prayer. So please, everyone, a moment of silence as we listen for our brother Jay to do the final prayer of the day. Go ahead, sir.
Aye, sir.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just gathered together in holy Christian fun, Father. We are mindful of your ways, your Son, for what he did on the cross. Forgive us for where we have failed you. Forgive us for all of our many sins. We just ask you, Father, to please lift all these prayer requests that we have on our hearts and minds up to you. And Father, I just ask you to please be with the ones that I have on my heart and mind. You know what prayers they are, Father. And Father, I just ask that you just touch the one that I'm very deeply in my mind, that they're so sick, not just physical sick, but sin sick. Please heal them, Father. Let them know your Son, Jesus Christ, as their Lord and Savior. We thank you for everyone that has come today to be with us, everyone on the panel, everyone that has been on the chat. And we thank mostly for Brother Mikey and Sister Suzanne. We thank you for their channel, that they have made this channel possible so we can have Christian fun. And we love them for that, Father. Please continue to bless them. And we ask all these things in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior's name, we pray. Amen and amen.
Amen, brother.
Amen.
Amen and amen. Thank you so
Amen.
much, Brother Jay, for that wonderful prayer. That was fantastic. Thank you. Just want to say one last thing. As you know, brothers and sisters, you know who you guys and girls are. And of course, yes, thank you, Sir Lemon. You're the most awesome, one of our most awesome moderators. We do have some good moderators, but you're one of the most awesome, and I appreciate you being here always. Well said, Jay. And cuando omni loretanas, blah blah blah. I'm a man, but I can change if I have to, I guess. Okay. I hope I pronounced that Latin correctly.
Did I just have a stroke?
But
I don't know.
yeah, I just went into some weird Latin mood there. Pleasant Valley Picker says, "Hi, Lemon. Yeah, PvP. Oh, you know what? You know what? I think Lemon is mellowing PvP. He didn't mention an eggnog joke once. I need to speak to that man.
Well, you know,
Be quiet about that.
I don't
I
expect
need to
Lemon
speak to him.
I don't expect him to, constantly come up with jokes. I mean, he's got to save some up for the end of the year, right? So
Of
I
course.
say no pressure, Lemon. Don't worry if you don't have an eggnog joke this week. That's fine.
It's coming
Okay,
down the
so
road.
if everybody, so if everybody
It's
here on the
quality,
chat
not
wants to
quantity,
hang,
anyway, right?
yeah, if everybody here on the panel wants to hang for a few minutes afterwards backstage, we can do that as soon as I end the stream here. But again, I want to thank everyone who came on board. Yeah.
Am I going
Okay.
to hang
Well, I want to thank.
on a chandelier?
Yeah. Yeah, and if you want to come up there, Jay, for backstage, we do have
Yeah.
the link is still at the very top, so you can pop in if you'd like. Sci-Fi Nation.
I'm already here.
To make out the red check. Just saying. Yeah, right. And the week isn't over. Well, yeah, not officially, but it's getting there. Anyway,
Suzanne, put him into bed. He's feverish.
So everybody, guys and gals, thank you so much again for being here. You know who you are. We love you all. God's blessings to you as well as to your families and all your friends, everybody that we know everywhere. And of course, in the official words of Mr. Gene Siskel of Siskel and Ebert Do the Movies, my favorite nerd, with glasses and a Chicagoan, the aisle is now closed. Thank you everyone for coming. We'll see you tomorrow at our Sunday topic time at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. Take care until then, guys.
Good night, guys.
Donations are greatly appreciated.